but he didn't because he didn't want to ruin it for himself.
Right.
So
I'm so glad I'm not like that.
me
Because fuck that. I do not care.
What?
Yeah.
Man, give me that.
Yeah, facts. If I really want to do something, finding something out about it is not going to stop me from doing anything.
Honestly, I had that same incident with the Wolverine game, the one that came out for was it Genesis? Yeah, Genesis. It's funny because I got that game. What up, McKenna? I got that game.
What up?
Nearly 2 weeks before it was released. Because your boy Napalm, he went to this it was a Walmart, and they had fucked around and had that shit in the case when he wasn't supposed to by accident. He got his. It was like on my birthday and shit, right? So this is like not even a full year me and the Yetta have been together. Not even a full year, right? so he calls me in the morning, early in the morning on Saturday, going, "Yo, guess what I got?" I mean, what? That Wolverine game. I said, that shit don't come out yet. He was like, they fucked up. He told me about which Walmart it was, right? So I wake Yetta up. I was like, Yetta. This nigga just told me he got the Wolverine game. What up, sis? He got the Wolverine game.
Sis.
She's like, how did he get that? It's not out yet. I said, they fucked up at this Walmart somewhere. So I had him give us the specific Walmart. Yo, we drove around. We got a little bit lost finding it because his directions were shit. So what up, Nessa? So we eventually find it, the Walmart. We go in there. The motherfuckers still have it in there. But somebody did notice, and they were in the process of sending somebody over to put them bitches back, right? So I just happened to get the lady to open up the case first because she didn't know. She opened up the case. She wasn't informed yet. It was in my hand. The manager tried to go, no, we can't sell it. Yetta went off. She went off. And because of that, I acquired the game. Do you think I felt bad because I got to play it before everybody else? Because I didn't get the same thing the same time they did? Fuck no. I had already beaten the game before most of these motherfuckers got their hands on it. And I was ecstatic. That added the extra layer to the fun of this game. Like, yeah, niggas, what you talking about? So nah, that don't mess none of my shit up. Getting
I don't care one bit.
But if I getting it sooner is better. Like, I can get this sooner.
Yeah.
Provided it's the same level quality everybody else is gonna get. This is the reason why people be bootlegging back in the day with bootleg movies that before they came out, but the quality was that don't do nothing for me. It don't do nothing for me. I watched a bootleg version of the first Transformers movie. And it was meh. And then when I wound up watching the actual version,
it was meh.
Some parts. But it was almost like a completely different movie for me.
Oh, of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, you don't watch a bootleg Michael Bay movie.
Right.
If he's good at anything, it's the special effects in the you don't.
Facts, Nessa. Fuck out the way. Give me that shit.
I don't forgot what I was about to do fucking with you.
What was you about to do?
I don't know, nigga. I just told you I forgot.
Oh man. Oh shit. They sitting there telling the liberal Democrats they gonna make them pay the price. How you gonna make them pay the price for some bullshit y'all did? This shit y'all did. You know what I'm saying? Y'all did this shit. Fuck out of here. 15 time.
Apparently, President Ritter posted on her IG working out at the gym, and she is wearing a Daredevil shirt.
Interesting.
Yeah, and filming for Born Again starts in a month.
Huh, indeed.
Wow.
I mean,
I'm not surprised.
No, we really probably shouldn't be surprised.
Nah. Like I said, everybody will be back except for Finn.
He should not be back.
He shouldn't.
He really shouldn't.
He shouldn't.
Yo, I've had it up to here.
Who was I arguing with? Cyrus.
I know. I said, yo, he ain't it, yo. He's not.
No.
He's not. Yo, this is Iron
To be
Fist.
fair, no, I'm not being fair to him. Fuck him.
No. This is what up, Biddy? This is Iron Fist.
Right.
You understand what that means? There's no way Daredevil should be that far gap in skill.
No.
No. This motherfucker up there looking like he took a couple of lessons at the YMCA
of Taekwondo Judo. Like,
what? Taekwondo Judo Shotokan Aikido. What the fuck?
Facts.
Fuck out
like,
of here.
Nigga, what are we talking about?
It looks so
it was
bro.
terrible.
I was again.
But it wasn't just the fight. Like, people, the biggest thing was the fighting.
Yes.
I didn't
that
believe
wasn't
him as
the
a
only
character.
thing. Yeah, he wasn't a good actor.
No, Finn, you good.
Real?
Where is he from? I can't remember what he did before.
He could go back to that. Oh, I know what he did before then. It was
you did ass.
Theater, right?
Oh, you did ass. Of course you did ass.
You did.
Now I gotta find out what the fuck this nigga
It was musical
doing
theater.
before that.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it was.
And Jones.
That nigga, he was trash.
No. He was Game of Thrones.
Bro, let me tell you something. I have seen people that work at these theme parks put on these shows that did a better job than him. Real talk. Their lines was, yo, we saw, what was that? We saw Waterworld at Universal Studios. That was better.
Yeah.
The fake ass Mel Gibson, whoever that was better. He was better.
That's funny.
He just was. I'm just saying. When we did the Monsters of Hollywood little show they had down Universal to get out of the heat and shit, right? Mm-hmm. The two hosts, way better. My wife got up there on stage. They called her up there on stage. She did better than Finn. Listen, he wasn't it, B. He wasn't it.
Nah, not at all.
And then on top of that, he doing shit like no.
Oh, he was terrible. He was absolutely terrible. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm absolutely good.
He's doing this in Wide Open Spaces. Meanwhile,
yo, Jessica was more realistic.
Jessica was more realistic in the fight. But yo, look, this nigga got Wide Open Spaces to do that bullshit. Meanwhile, my man Daredevil in hallway,
yeah,
putting on clinics,
nigga,
in hallways.
Nah.
What?
Like, he is obviously the outlier. Like, literally everybody else, all of the other actors killed their shit.
Yeah.
And he just there like, yo, when your sidekick, when Miss Wing is murdering shit,
she out there
right next to you, it's clear that you were miscast.
Let me ask you this.
Because she's right there, like,
let me ask you this.
What up, Jonathan?
Hey, Sean, let me ask you this. So, part of Iron Fist's lore is that he defeated the dragon.
Sure. Cisco.
You look at Finn and saw what he was out there doing. Does that look like a motherfucker?
Actually, nah, Cisco from here. Cisco might have beat his ass.
Yep. I'm just saying. Your ass. That's not the dragon I'm talking about, but you're right.
What you mean?
But you're right.
I mean,
that motherfucker.
That's what Avi Arad and them motherfuckers and Perlmutter, that's what they were thinking. Okay, he beat a dragon. Oh, Game of Thrones. Let's get this guy.
Yep. Oh, that's horrible.
And that's why they're not in charge. That's why they're not in charge anymore.
the fuck up out of here.
Yo,
Like,
oh
fuck
my
that,
god,
yo. Ain't nobody got time. Listen, when I first saw, I had high hopes
yo,
because again,
it's the only show of the 5 that I did not watch that did not complete.
Right, yo, no, it's bad. It's bad. It really is. He's bad.
No, of the 6.
Yeah, because
It's the only because the Defenders show it was one season, but whatever. It's the only show of them that I did not complete.
Bro, I know Iron Fist is a niche character for a lot of people.
Sure,
that haven't read him, and people that have, even a lot of people that have read stuff with him, they read him in a collaborative context.
Of course, yeah.
You know. But I gotta tell y'all,
it don't matter. It don't matter.
Yeah,
it don't matter because imagine trying to put Finn Jones' characterization of Iron Fist up against Simu Liu's characterization of Shang-Chi. It's not even close.
Yo, see, and that shit you just said right there made that even more disgusting.
Yeah, because Simu Liu is a piece of shit, apparently.
Yes, so, he is.
Yeah,
but he got that right. He got Shang-Chi right.
Thanks.
He's a piece of shit, but he got Shang-Chi. Bro, again, I was disappointed. They should have never done it. Head should have rolled.
Yeah. I mean, it did eventually.
Yeah. Sure. I guess now all is right to the work. They got to recast, man. They got to recast.
Would they do? They could even just not bring Iron Fist back for a while.
Yeah, they could do that too. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to that. I wouldn't be opposed to that. Only because you got to get the bad taste out of your mouth, right? Kind of like what they was doing with the X-Men shit. This is one of the reasons why Kevin Feige had been very resident to full-throatedly talk about when the X-Men are going to actually get because you got to have some. And this is the thing I'm worried about with DC. Like I'm worried about that, like because James Gunn is phenomenal. He's good at making you feel something about these. But is it too soon? Is it too soon? Do we need to go? Seriously, listen. I'm 53.
No, it's absolutely.
I can wait till I'm 63.
No, it's absolutely. This is. See, and here's the thing. I'll be right, because when all that change started to happen,
right?
The first change with the whole Black Adam shit, everybody was like, "Oh, it's going to be it." No, I'm like, hold on.
Right.
Wait a minute. And then when the James Gunn announcement came, everybody was like, "Yeah, we won." Hold on. I love James Gunn just like the next motherfucker, but I understand we're still dealing with the same company.
Yeah.
We're still dealing with the same company. Please understand that. Understand that this is not some outside company making the films. No, this company owns DC.
Yeah.
And we see what the track record has been. Let's not get overhyped. Calm down.
Everybody needs to relax. Take a breath. You know what I'm saying?
Jonathan, I respectfully disagree.
Same.
I don't give a hell what the reason that you sucked ass was. You sucked ass.
Especially when the contrast was that big. When again, like I said, my context for all of this Marvel and comic book stuff is twofold. It's, of course, source material that informs how I feel about the character, and it's also cinematic film, like doing good shit. So when the other ones were so good,
nigga,
so good, you can't just dump. Then the way I feel like they shouldn't have been such a slave to the schedule. That's DC's problem.
Listen,
you shouldn't have been such a slave to the schedule.
If Iron Fist came out 10 years earlier and it was that, I'd be fine with it.
Yep.
I'd be absolutely fine with it.
Yeah, but not after all the good shit we've seen.
Fuck that.
They set a precedent. So now I'm expecting some more good shit. Especially if I'm going to devote The time that I devote to binge these motherfuckers, 25 goddamn episodes on these goddamn ones.
Hold up. He was in Game of Thrones from 2011 to 2016. Mm-hmm. Iron Fist didn't air until 2017.
Oh no, he could. Wait a minute. So, but I need to know months too. Like, what's the space? The reason why I say that is because they could have gave that nigga 9 months, 10 months of some serious. You know what I'm saying?
No, what I'm saying though is, no. I'm not allowing that as an excuse because you're an actor. It's your job. Hold on. Matter of fact, let's get into this goddamn show because that reminds me of something that happened. Yep. Mm-hmm.
That plays to it. All right. So let me So let's do the intro. me.
All right, nigga.
Welcome everyone to the Black Culture Geeks podcast. This is my man SPJ.
You
and I am Tombstone the Dead Man, and we are just a couple of geeks talking about pop culture from a black perspective. Facts indeed.
What up, Mike?
What up, Mike? So as you looked at the title of this, it's right true.
New Year, same humans.
Same humans. It's gonna be one of them shows.
Oh.
It's gonna be one of those shows because
one of those shows it will be.
People are people, and that's it for me.
Can you get him to stop?
A euphemism for garbage.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's like for anyone that was under the illusion that we're gonna start all over again. Hit the reset button. Allow me to disabuse you. All of that.
No, there's a glitch in the system.
There is.
It doesn't matter if you reset it or not.
It really doesn't. And that's kind of partially, at least. It's really overflowed into my week. There was some shit that was so bad that you have to laugh to keep from going insane. Like it's that bad, right? It's like anytime they represent the Joker's origin and he sees his face after the surgeon try to put it back together and he does that maniacal laugh. That's what it's like. That's what it's like for me when I see shit like that. I was actually telling SPJ a little bit of this before we got on air. I saw this thing about this Twitch streamer. Apparently, a lot of followers, making a great living off of streaming on Twitch. He throws a New Year's Eve party in New York. Apparently, there's a girl there that gets invited. She gets a little tipsy. He tells her, "Oh no, you go up in that room upstairs and sleep it off a little bit. You're safe up there. You be good up there." So she goes up there. She gets raped, brutally raped in that room. That's horrible. That's horrific. But then the compound insult to severe injury, because from all accounts, it was a brutal rape. He gets on his Twitch stream. And I don't know what the fuck he thought he was doing. But I gotta say, you know how SPJ will often tell you guys that SPJ on this show is a character.
Yeah.
When he's talking about serious shit, though, that's him. This guy could not turn it off. He's literally talking about this serious shit in his Twitch persona, which is idiotic to begin with, and also lacks the seriousness something like this deserves.
Yeah.
And on top of that, he spent a large portion of this rant, centering himself, making it about him. And the guy who is being accused of this is a friend of his. So he spends another segment of it kind of being defending him a bit, trying to defend him without defending him, because something in him knows how this looks.
Right.
What up, Discord?
Hold on. Every single time, Discord. Every single time.
Facts. Facts. Listen. Emotional intelligence is important.
Bruh.
Like,
Very
knowing
important.
that somebody got hurt on your watch and you had yet to address it, and when you finally do address it, you address it still wearing your clown shoes.
Yeah.
Who you think that's helping?
Right.
Because at some point, I kind of guess you thought it was helping you.
Probably.
And the reason I say that is because
niggas don't be smart.
No, they don't be. They don't.
Right.
Be. But it wasn't. You just look dumb. You look insensitive, and you look like the type of person that would throw a type of party that wouldn't have proper security there. You don't look serious. You look like somebody that would have had something to do with what happened there, that would have set the stage for that. You look unserious. And if you can't be serious for a situation like this,
yeah,
that's how I'm looking at it. There's no wonder there was no real security there. And again, it's the emotional intelligence, because I'm quite sure people will still continue to follow him at the same
goofy
number.
as fuck, sis.
Super goofy. People will still follow him at.
Of course
they are, and a lot of there's a portion of the people watching it because they're looking at a train wreck, and they can't turn away. But there's another portion, and this is the portion of people that I am the most disgusted with. There's another section of those people that are watching him that are looking for reasons to continue to big him up, at the same time be dismissive of what happened. See if they can find one little chink in the story that they think is inconsistent with something in his favor. They're gonna latch onto it. You know how I know that's what the fuck they'll do? Because I see them doing that with Andrew Tate right now.
Oh yes,
a lot of his followers are doing the exact same thing. Did you know? Of course, that the Greta situation, that's not funny as that was, entertaining as that was, that ain't it. They've been investigating this man for the better part of 9 months.
Oh, absolutely.
They have wiretappings of him outright admitting what he did and what he's doing. You think that's enough for his sycophants?
Right.
No, not the least bit. Because they've now decided, conspiracy, I say, because apparently the Romanian government is full of liberals. I guess the Romanian government is full of Western style liberals, right?
Right.
That they just didn't like the stuff he was saying. He was reaching too many 14-year-old boys.
Yeah.
Who have had scant experience with the opposite sex, other than the fact that Sylvia in his class, he's so scared to say something to her. So he's peeking from a distance, secretly getting mad because she won't notice him. And then a guy like Andrew Tate, as eloquently put as my man Discord just put it in the chat, right? He comes along and somehow finds a way to tell them that it's nothing they're doing wrong. It's that these women, these girls, they're horrible. They're just horrible and dumb. And listen, I know some people may think that I'm exaggerating. No. We have him on video saying those things, those exact things, plenty of video. But his little Heckle and Jekyll audience, a lot of them, they don't care. They don't care about none of that because they are horrible too. At the time he was saying a lot of that shit, they was bigging it up.
Mm-hmm.
They was bigging up. Yeah. Yeah.
No, Mike. No, Mike. Only because I like to keep that joke for us.
Now, yeah, exactly. And secondly, the proper word for his fan base that is doing that specific thing is simps. Listen. It's time to redirect and refocus that term to where it really should.
I'm glad you brought that up because I've been thinking this for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I've just been trying to find a way to articulate it so that I don't come off as something that I'm not.
Right.
So I think I got enough receipts in the vault to not worry about that anymore.
Right.
Niggas are gay.
Yeah.
Now listen.
And we not saying gay is a bad.
Now here's the thing. There's always been this thing of me think style protests too much, so you must be gay. Nah, that's harmful. That's not a realistic thing. That's harmful. The reason I say niggas is gay is because all this shit be about impressing other niggas.
Yeah.
So like I can't remember. Oh, it was an interview of somebody. I don't even know who the fuck this was. But it was a Vlad interview, and they were talking about the Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez thing. And for the vast majority of his answer, I was like, okay, this is a reasonable answer. But then he got to this one part. Well, you know, I'm a man's man, so I kind of want Tory to be innocent. Oh, hey, whoa, what? What is going on? And then I started thinking about it, like, yo, niggas do be calling themselves man's mans. What?
Remember,
I got mans.
Remember when it was cool to be a woman's? I'm a woman's man.
Right. I got mans.
Yeah.
Like, that's my man.
Yeah.
But I do not ever
that
look
concept
for myself
is weird
to be or aspire to be a man's man. I could be a rapper's rapper.
Right.
But a man's man? I don't give a fuck about what I'm sorry.
Bro. You know what's happening, right? You see it they're lining up to the Frank stand. We not gonna act like yo, and then this is the thing, the projection be crazy, right? The projection be crazy because the insecurity shows a lot. When they see a guy treat his wife, girlfriend, really any woman with a modicum of respect and treat them like they're what they are. People.
Right.
Oh, you simping.
No.
That's projection, bro.
Bro,
see, I'm not insecure.
Cold. I gave her my hoodie.
Right.
Like, what are you talking
about?
About? I happen to not be as cold as she is right now.
They are hostile to the idea that you treat women like people.
Right.
That's because these niggas lining up to the Frank stand.
Yeah.
And that
for years, I've been seeing women say things like this, and I've been in denial.
Facts.
Because you take it personally at some point. But then I start looking.
Just really look.
No, y'all might be onto something. These niggas really do like I've seen like phrases like, no, he's dating his friends. And I'm like, no, yo, and I thought about it. I'm like, hold up. Yeah. I mean, he's going out of his way to do some things that might be risky in order to impress these other male humans. But when it comes to his girl, he doesn't really show effort.
Where's that energy? Where's that? That's a great word. Where's that effort for his girl, the woman in his life?
Right.
He's throwing all this effort to impress a bunch of dudes.
Yeah, that's weird to me.
So, and it won't even prioritize the woman in his life, there are certain things. Let's make an example. So, SPJ, Keith, and Adequate. Somehow, everybody ends up in the same place at the same time.
Right.
This is a monumental situation because Addie lives in South Carolina, and he's the furthest from all of us.
Right. Fabo.
All of us in the same damn state. What's up, Fabo? Right? And then I get hit up saying, yo, we all together, we got to go blah, blah, blah. But there's something super important that my wife needs me to do with her.
Meeting postponed.
Picture me saying, now look, baby, I know this is important to you.
Nigga, what? Here's the thing. On top to just further layer this analogy, I wouldn't let him. Even if she told him to do it, if he relayed any type of message like that, I'd be like,
he would what? Yo, do y'all have any idea what he would say to me?
Yeah, like
fuck?
Yeah.
Yo, Discord, this right here. Because a lot of them think this way. A lot of them think that in order for me to not be, oh no, you got to be completely hateful and I'm like, that He-Man woman haters bullshit from.
I actually like women.
Yeah.
And I'm not even talking about sexually right now. Like,
no,
I actually like women.
Yo, some of my favorite non-family member people are women. This is one of them.
Text.
Hold on, I'm not done. I'm not done. This is another one.
Text.
Hold on, I'm not done. This is another one.
Absolutely.
Hold on, I'm not done.
Like
this is another one.
Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. No one has ever. Luckily, the way I was raised, like actually raised,
yes,
I've never been put in this type of situation.
Yo,
where somebody was feeding me this type of bullshit. Like when I talk about how we were raised, all of my shit comes from ambiance.
Yes, it's ambient. It's all
the toxic shit was not directly given to me from anyone. That was all ambient. So
yes. Most of the toxic shit that I picked up growing up, it came from, like you said, ambient, the environment. So like you had friends, older friends, that would say certain shit, and you just took it as, oh, that must be what it is then.
Right.
Older family members said, oh, that must be what it is. It wasn't until I got older, and it's a certain point, and this is a rite of passage for all children, but particularly male children. I'm talking about them specifically. The day you recognize that your mom is a person, she's a woman, she's a person, and not this saint that you put on this pedestal, but she's an actual person.
What up, Joe?
What up, Joe?
That is amazing, Discord.
Yes. Right. And we got to salute that. We got to big that up right there.
Absolutely.
You got to big that up right there.
That shit don't happen. A lot, it don't happen.
And that's what I'm saying. Like the sooner you recognize that your mom and your aunts and your grandmother were people.
Yeah, that should shut down a lot of shit.
Think.
Right.
But it apparently that's not true.
Right.
And it's so crazy because keep a spade with y'all. That manosphere shit is hell on the TOS, on any platform.
Yeah,
hell on it. The ad people don't like that shit. They don't like it. They don't.
That's why these niggas keep getting banned.
Right. So I don't even see why these guys, like at this point, when you would look, even if you was doing a cost benefit analysis, right, and say to yourself, well, if I don't really believe in this as strongly as I'm saying it, but this gives me the views. All you're doing is taking your public image and destroying it, because eventually those platforms will catch up with you and the shit you're doing and shut you down. And then you won't make money like that.
The only issue with that is Niggas love to be underdogs.
Facts.
So their followings will still follow them wherever they manage to pop up because they want to feel like they're giving it to the man.
Yo, that's a great point. Because what's happening now is they're taking a slice from protest culture, from activist culture.
Absolutely.
They believe that toxic rhetoric is something worthy to be put into the same category as a civil rights, women's rights, gay rights. They think it's that. And they want to make themselves out to be victims. So that because they're being that they're being persecuted, right, by the power structure, which is why even though Andrew Tate is looking very credibly accused of committing various crimes and even away from the misogynist women abuse crime, there's other crimes he's being linked to now. Even though all that's the case, because they throw him under the umbrella of he's our hero. They doing that to him because they want to do that to all of that. Like, yo, you really putting yourself in the same position as a man that claimed he had 33 Bugattis? Is that what you're doing? That's what you're doing.
Spoiler alert. That's not even.
That's not even. No, I'm gonna tell you what you're doing. And you're not gonna want to hear it, but you're gonna hear it anyway. You're lining up for Franks and Beans. That's what you're doing. You can try all that macho with the no.
I ain't buying it. I've seen you do way too much.
You've done too much this time.
I've seen my stepfather not give a fuck what niggas think.
I seen my stepdad not give a fuck what niggas think. I seen my grandfather not give a fuck what niggas think.
Facts.
So
this look different. This different to me.
None of you motherfuckers measure up to William Cooper or Lawrence Williams. Bruh. None of you motherfuckers measure up to them. So that faux presentation of manhood y'all running around with, miss me with that.
Thanks.
Because y'all all in line at the Frank stand and all of y'all got the little number ticket waiting to get served. Boom. All of y'all.
Nigga, a man's man? The fuck?
Fuck out of here.
I don't know.
Yo, Fabo said, somebody cue the music. Toxicity. System of a down, please. Look, that shit is disgusting. And then, on another note for this week, I observed. When we did the song, the EP, Insurrection Day. There's a lot of reasons why we wanted to cover that. Because for us, anyway, it was a bookmark in history for a lot of things. Specifically, it was a bookmark for all the times we've said certain things, and we knew this day would come. We knew it would come. What if I told you January 6th never ended? Insurrection Day never ended.
I mean, effectively,
it's still going on because you still can see the remnants in the aftermath of it. Because as I looked at that Kevin McCarthy speak at the House vote this week, this was some embarrassing shit. And also, it gave me more insight into the nature of the word spin. Spin. So, we saw what's happening. It looks bad. It looks like motherfuckers can't really govern.
Light bulb.
Yeah, that's what it is.
When you spin too much, you lose control.
And you get dizzy. Yeah. That's what
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
You saying?
Yeah.
So anybody can see this looks dysfunctional as fuck.
Point of order, sir.
Yes.
Let's replace the word looks with is.
This is dysfunctional. Even in the annals of history, what we find is that something like this hasn't happened for 200 years, right?
Bruh.
For 200 years. And yet the spin that I saw them try to put on that shit as they got up for, I think it was number 10 vote, the spin they threw on that was that this is how democracy is. So if this particular shit hasn't happened for almost 200 years, you're telling me we haven't been living in a democracy that time. Or we are in a especially dysfunctional era for American politics, particularly with this particular party. Now look, the shit I saw, I this morning just found the clip of a fight about to break out on the floor with Matt Gaetz and the Brooks motherfucker. They literally had to grab Brooks by his face. They grabbed him by his face to pull him. You cannot tell me this is not some dysfunctional shit. Now here's the thing, because I know I'm gonna hear it. Maybe not from you guys in the chat, but I'm sure sometime later people watch this on the other streaming services, whatever. We see stuff happen like this in other countries all the time. Facts.
Sure.
However, what those other countries don't do is try to paint themselves as the paragon of all civilizations.
Facts.
This is the seat of civility, the seat of justice, the seat of nah, B. They don't all that grandiose bullshit that this country and its jingoism does to try to elevate itself in the minds of its masses. Because trust me, for a lot of people overseas, they see through it. There are some people overseas that don't.
Sure, absolutely
don't. But there's people overseas that see through that shit. It's propaganda. It's spin.
To be fair, it's a game-winning strategy.
It is. It's one.
Yeah. Oh. Mm-hmm.
It's one to the point where nobody else outside of it could harm it.
Yeah.
Notice what I said. Outside of it.
Oh yeah, because we fuck it up all the time.
And this is in my view. You don't have to agree. But this is one of the issues that happens once you become invulnerable to attack from the outside.
Yeah.
For instance, you take
take
Juggernaut.
Hey, it's interesting.
It's Kristen. Look, take Juggernaut, for instance. Juggernaut is invulnerable from the outside, but he's also a dumbass. And that's the inside that usually causes him to lose.
It's simple entropy.
Yeah.
There has to be some type of leading to the destruction, to the chaos, to the end.
Closed systems. Systems. They have a tendency to towards disorder. So you might be invulnerable from the outside. You might be unassailable from the outside, but you are also a closed system. and again, the things that we see taking place here is social entropy. For those that have been fans of my music for years, you know I have been talking about social entropy.
Yep.
Shit breaks the fuck down, and it's inevitable. And anybody telling you that it's not is bugging. They flat out bugging. They are not arguing with you. They're not even arguing with me. They're arguing with the nature of reality itself. They're going to lose. They're going to lose.
It's another situation.
What's this? Joe says, it's the difference between ideals and values. America's ideals are great. Our values suck. We're selfish, insular, arrogant. We don't like our fellow citizens enough to fix very fixable problems. Listen, I've been railing about infrastructure for the better part of 12 years, all right? Like, how do you not fix your bridges? These are your bridges. How do you not fix your street? Why do I still see those dumb-ass electrical wires hanging over people's homes?
Yeah.
How do you not fix your shit?
Yeah.
This is when that arrogant pom-pom waving shit hurts you because you can't see the flaws in yourself to fix them. This isn't good. That isn't good. just in the last month, across the country in a few spots, although probably more than what they're saying.
Sure.
These electrical buildings and shit that handles the grid have been being attacked.
Oh yeah.
Someone's been shooting them up, damaging them, shutting down power for huge sections of an area. Now the question you got to ask yourself is, what type of a moron would have had those things up there all this time and not one time crossed their mind? These need to be better protected. Because if these go down, this causes issues, and it could be potentially a national security situation for shit like this. They ain't think about it because it's something that Joe said. Arrogance. Also, the assumption of and I find this to be particularly annoying to me across the board, but the assumption of human piety that we will eventually get it right. No, that is not how you fix the problem. You fix the problem by assuming we not, so we need to get on it.
Yeah.
If we just let that shit sit like that.
I mean, of course you could get it right.
Right. You could, but the odds are you're not, or not in time, or it's going to be so much damage before you. It's going to take a lot to get your mind on that because you think you're unassailable. But I cannot stress this enough. Insurrection Day showed us you're not unassailable from within.
Clearly.
The people in your country don't like you. Hey, government, the people in your country don't like you. That's an issue. Now, I know you're more concerned with being liked, loved, and respected by megacorps because they're going to pay you money to lobby you for laws that benefit them, that keep them in the money-making position for generations to come. And I know a lot of your interest, you think, lies with them. I got to tell you, it don't. Your slip is showing. And there are over 300 million. If you get a significant portion of them pissed off because they feel fucked over, or they've been lied to and told they were fucked over about shit that they wasn't.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
It's going to get dark around this motherfucker. And you already saw an example of that a couple of years ago. And you can play games. Y'all can keep focusing on the people who don't really need the help versus the people that do need the help. And also, a lot of this also has to do, it's not just on the government. A lot of this has to do with the masses as well. You're too damn stupid and too damn proud of it. That's what it is. The conversation that's been going around lately about AI. My position on AI remains the same. One, I'm too stupid to be afraid of it, so I'm not. Two, what I am afraid of is that the average person will not wrap their head around the things they need to wrap their head around in order to address this a certain type of way before the corporations and the governments make that decision for you. It's not in your best interest if they do.
No.
It's not. So the working class, all you working class stiffs to get up every goddamn morning and go someplace you don't want to be to earn some stuff that you don't think is enough to take care of your everyday lifestyle. I'm concerned about y'all wrapping y'all heads around this shit in a way that makes sense. Because I'm telling you now, if you don't self-advocate, they're going to do it for you. And you're not going to like it. You're not gonna like it. That shit is too much power to just be that. That needs to be a utility, not something that can be squirreled away by these corporations. So they have access to it, and then they super monetize it. Nah. But y'all gonna play around. Y'all gonna play around. And each in one of your little individual fiefdoms of concern and miss the bigger picture. That's what you're gonna do.
No, it's inevitable.
That's what you're gonna do. Now, as for me and my crew, we're gonna use it. As long as it's available, we're gonna use it to get a leg up.
Without question. It just is what it is.
To get ahead.
Yeah.
It hasn't been too many things, I would argue, since the internet itself. There haven't been too many field leveling situations that took place, but this levels the field for a lot of shit. Like it's almost like I got a staff of 10 people now. That's what it's like. I got a staff of 10 people now. That's how much shit I'm getting done. Oh, I'll say word. So don't get me wrong. I hear the rumblings outside of my bubble of productivity. I hear the rumblings of people going, no. I can barely hear it, but I can hear it. I can hear it. But I'm too busy over here being productive with this. They're like, say what? Interesting. Get on my level. Get on my level. So all I'm telling you. That was kind of our week of observations.
Right.
So we might spin the block on some of it, depending on specific things that SBJ has.
Oh, block spinning is a thing that's going to happen.
But yeah. And by the way, let me just Kevin McCarthy, new Speaker of the House. Congratulations, by the way. 15th time. No, congratulations, by the way.
That's funny.
Congratulations. Let me say this to you, sir. I kind of knew you was going to get in this position, but you need to understand something. You're weak as fuck. Now, I personally knew you were weak when you walked back that supposed conversation you had with Donald Trump January 6th. And then you went down to Mar-a-Lago and kissed his ring, among other things. You was lining up to the Frank stand too.
Right.
Understand this. To get in the position you got in, you had to give away a lot of shit. We heard. You're going to be the weakest Speaker of the House in the history of this country because you started this shit giving away shit to some of the craziest, most unqualified motherfuckers in this country that now find themselves in a position of power. And that is directly linked to that whole Trump era of these unqualified motherfuckers. All they had to do was kiss Trump's ass on camera, in print, and on social media. That's all they had to do. And people just rallied behind them because if they like Trump, they must be all right. Instead of, wait a minute, is this motherfucker qualified to do this shit? These motherfuckers learned a powerful lesson about dissent amongst their own ranks. That's why they did what they did to you. They learned from Trump, all I got to do is be ass to you motherfuckers. Fuck civility. All I got to do is get in front of the camera and call you all kinds of motherfucking names or insinuate shit about you. People ain't going to fact check because he got them mad at the fact checkers.
Right.
That's all I got to do is accuse you of being this, that, and the third. I don't need no evidence. They don't care about evidence. And they use that against you. Not one time did any of those detractors of yours give an actual policy difference with you. Because they don't have any. Y'all all agree to the same shit. This wasn't about that. You bent over. You did. And now they come to play. And if you get out of line, If you try to raise up, if you try to show any type of authority over them, you've given them the right for just one of them to suggest that you should be gone, and the vote will be put on the floor. And you gave that away about a week ago. So imagine all the other shit you had to give away to get that. You in trouble. Just so you know, you don't know me from Adam. Just know that when that deck of cards comes crashing down, I'm going to be watching and laughing for these next 2 years while I'm fucking with this AI shit.
Okay. All right.
Oh, shit. Dang. That's all. How was your week? How was your week?
Yo, I can't stand you. I legitimately, like, deep in here somewhere. So the first thing I have to do is I have to go back and address this comment from Jonathan.
Still laughing at Mike. When Booker T says 5 times. He didn't mean 15 times because speaker ass off.
That's funny. So in the time since this comment was made, I had time to do some research.
Okay.
And
always good when you do research.
Yeah, we want to make sure we get things right. All right. The comment, I think he was too busy on Game of Thrones to do proper training for the role. Finn Jones was on Game of Thrones until season 6. Season 6 aired. No, not even aired.
Yeah,
no, I'm looking for
when did it wrap up? Yeah, when did it wrap up?
Season 6. Where is it? Season 6 filmed. Filming was done for season 6 at the end of 2015, December 2015.
Oh, wait a minute.
Iron Fist cast, not even filming.
Mm-hmm.
Finn was cast in February of 2016.
And it aired?
Well, not even air. When it first filming started sometime in 2016. Here's the thing. Again, filming for Game of Thrones ended December 2015 for that season. On top of that, he was only a guest star that season.
So he didn't have a huge role on there at all.
Right. So no, I'm not accepting the excuse that he was too busy with Game of Thrones because he wasn't busy with Game of Thrones.
Yeah, he wasn't the mainstay.
Yeah, no. But that brings me to something that actually happened this week. People, I've had several people tell me that I'm hard on people, and that to a certain degree, I agree. Yeah, to a certain degree, I agree. However,
but it is what it is.
I mean, listen,
but and it also depends on what it is. Like
it absolutely depends on what it is, and I don't think it's hard on people to expect them to do their job.
Not at all, B.
To do what you're paid for.
Not at all.
He was paid millions of dollars to do a role, and he did not do it well.
No, he didn't.
If he felt like there was a time crunch, he shouldn't have taken the job.
That's what I said. Oh, they shouldn't have hired him.
Either way, one or the other. Somebody messed up, and it resulted in a poor product.
Piss poor product.
So, relating that to something that happened this week, I was at one of the jobs, and one of my coworkers was on the phone. She was on the phone, and she got up the phone. She was frustrated. She's like, "God damn it, that call, blah blah blah, blah blah blah." So her partner that was in there with her was like, "What's wrong?" First lady's like, "I just got the phone with such and such from downtown. No, I just got the phone with such and such. She don't know what she's talking about. This is frustrating, blah blah blah." I said, "Such and such from downtown?" She said, "Yeah." I said, oh.
Hold on. I need to acknowledge this because not enough people do this.
Oh, no, of course Jonathan would. Yeah.
Yeah, but of
Absolutely.
course, I said that for Shonda. But I'm just saying, for those of you who don't,
you fucking sycophants.
This is that right there.
So I'm like, such stuff from downtown? She's like, yeah. Then the partner's like, oh, take it easy on her. She's new. Ma'am. She's not new. She's been here for months. And when I say months, at least 6 of those motherfuckers. And she had been how long? I said months. She's like, oh yeah, don't be so hard on her.
What?
Ma'am, this is simple. It's textbook what her job is that she's messing up. Yeah. This isn't some newfangled thing she just learned a week ago. No, this is a part of the job description that was given to her when she was hired. It's a part of that.
Stop it, ma'am.
Probation is generally 3 months.
Right.
She's been here double that, and you're talking about taking it easy. Number one, this is not a scenario where she's about to get fired.
Right.
This person that is frustrated with her can't do shit to her.
Yeah.
We're simply talking about being frustrated that somebody isn't doing their job right.
Right.
And the response I'm getting is, take it easy on her. She's new. Nigga, what? Like, what are we doing? What? There's a certain expectation. After you pass your probationary period, at the end of your probationary period, what is customary is that your job performance is evaluated, and if it's not up to par, there's at the very least a discussion that needs to be had. At the very least. She's been here for 6+ months. She got hired before my Dominican Republic trip. I went to Dominican Republic in September.
Oh yeah,
hired the month before that.
Oh yeah.
Well, actually 2 months before that. Yeah, she got hired 2 months before that. So it's not quite 6 months, but it's effectively 6 months. And again, past 3, she should know her job.
Yeah. And again, you're not talking
for her to get fired.
Right. You're not talking about her getting fired. You're not talking about even like just little mistakes that people will make no matter how long.
No, just the
talking about just
fundamentals of her
core
job.
Fundamentals. Right.
Yeah, like I'm being too hard on her to say that she should know her job.
No, you're not.
There's no consequence to my failing.
Listen, bro. Listen. There are times that you probably are hard on people.
Absolutely.
This ain't it. Yeah, I think they should save that critique for the times that you are, because they're using it too much. It's going to lose all utility at a certain point, right?
The boy you call this.
Yeah, exactly. If they use it for this, they can't use it for nothing else then, because this is very simple. I fired people for less.
Bruh.
I'm just keeping it real with you. When I was in a position to determine that, you've been there for how long? And you still, come on, B. Like,
come on.
Now, especially in a particular line of work I was in, because in the seafood plant, really any food plant, but especially a seafood plant, you got to get clean right. Because you can kill 100 people with one can of crab meat. All right. So if I catch you not after,
that's they just try to call you. That's funny, yo. Here's the thing. It's like you're just wrong. You need, mind you.
You saw
my job don't fire people. You gotta commit murder to get fired from my job, and even then.
Damn, that's a crazy calculation right there.
And even then, nigga, you might be good.
Right. They might.
So
Yeah.
the consequence isn't her losing her job.
It was funny. It's funny that you said that part, because I have a real life scenario that I'm not at liberty to talk about. That is very similar to what you just said right there.
Yo,
very similar.
It's like, what are we doing here? Like, what?
Yeah.
Ma'am, what are you talking about? In no sense of the word is she new.
Right.
Like, this ain't whatever. Anyway, moving on.
right, Kristen. Right. I mean,
That's somebody I work with actually did a crime and came back to work like nothing. Again,
Nessa, like I said, I'm not allowed to go into any details about my specific situation that I was kind of connected to. But yeah, I was. Man.
So moving on, another weird thing. So we all hate traffic, right?
Point of order. Excuse me. What type of traffic are you talking about?
You know what I mean when I say traffic, nigga. Don't be obtuse. So
you can handle obtuse.
That was very acute. I experienced I experienced something that I can truly say I never have experienced in my entire life. So I'm on my way to work yesterday. I'm stopping at McDonald's to get some breakfast.
Of course you are.
On my way there, I get stuck behind this truck with a rather unique paint job. Like, you wouldn't, if you see this truck, you know it's this truck.
Right.
This person is driving, what up, free thinker?
What's up, free thinker?
Whatever, nigga. You understood it, though.
Yeah, she got it.
This person is driving anywhere from 5 to 15 miles below the speed limit. I finally get around them, like about 100 feet before the entrance to the McDonald's. I get to the drive-thru. There's one car in front of me. They order, they move up. I move up, I order, I move up, I pay, I move up, I get my food.
Right.
I proceed to go to work. Somehow, I catch up to and pass this same fucking truck.
Oh, wow.
Sir or madam, why are you driving so slow? Do you have nowhere to be? Is this a joyride for you?
Or it could be.
Please tell me something.
A spatial anomaly that allows them to be everywhere at once, and it's not that they're moving slow. It's just that everywhere they go, they're there.
Point of order, sir. No.
You said it was a funny paint job, right? The thing is weird. It's weird. Might be one of those weird things.
Percy, that's not road rage. They're going literally 15 miles.
Yeah, that's like low. Yeah, that's not road rage. I mean, wait a minute. Could it be? It depends on what you did. It depends on what you did.
Right.
What did you do in response to that?
Nothing. I laughed my ass off.
Oh.
Because I was like, how is this even possible?
So give me so hold on, wait a minute. Give me an example of Kristen's road rage, because I don't have nothing to compare it.
Literally complains about everything that happens on the road.
Like my grandmother used to do. I get it. But
that's a very mild case of road rage. She's not out here causing accidents, no shit like that.
Was she calling people names?
A time or two.
Yeah, that's how
it's a very mild.
My grandmother used to call everybody. You want to know where I got the monkey stuff from? My grandmother used to call. We was in the car, she was driving, and somebody wasn't doing what she thought they should have been doing while they were driving. They all monkeys. Get out of the way, you monkey! Move, monkey! Yeah, my mom's mother. She used to. Yeah, that was her thing. That was the shit.
I'm just saying, it's It's an anom. I've never seen that before in my life. And I was so taken aback. I was like, yo.
Nessa said every time I see drivers like that, I always just say drugs are a hell of a drug.
I mean, because nigga, why you gotta be hot. You gotta be hot or old.
Or both. You can be
or
both.
You got some shit in that trunk.
So, here's the thing.
But no, because even going 15 miles per hour below the speed limit would bring attention.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
And also, you said it was a funny color, like a really. He just like weirdo.
That's possible. It's absolutely possible.
And I said, no, we be smashing.
Yo. All right. Also, I'm having issues. I don't want to say issues, but my current relationship with creating is very weird right now.
Same, but I want to hear why yours is weird.
Well, okay, I have ideas, right? But I think I have too many ideas, and it's causing me to be less productive. Like normally, my love for doing one thing over another will kick in, and that thing will get my full attention. So, for instance, if I have a video that I need to be doing, if I have a script I need to be writing, and if I have music that I need to make, at that point in time,
what would you rather?
It will kick in, and I'll be like, "Oh no, this is what I'm doing," and boom. But this time, I kind of want to do them all equally, which is making me extremely indecisive. But I'm still putting content out. It's just not organized enough. I'm not organized enough as a human being, to put out a bunch of different types of content when I have the same desire to do each of them. But also, I realized yesterday that I'm being hard on myself because yesterday I was mad. I was like, yo, I gotta make some content today. Right. Not fucking realizing that I've legitimately been putting content out for the past 3 days straight. Like, not just making, releasing content for the past 3 days straight. Right. Hello, my name is James, and I have a problem.
Well, see, no, here's the problem. Here's the issue. Because I run into that same.
Well, Joe, I actually have ADHD.
I run into that same shit, yo. And I don't believe that I've ever had ADHD unless I acquired it later in life, right? But honestly, it's too many ideas running up against the ideas that I've started that need to be finished. And now that I have certain tools available to get it done, now I'm running up against that wall where, all right, this shit in front of me that I started, I need to finish. But then there's all this shit right here I want to do. So, okay, I'll do this and then do that. And what I wound up having is a bunch of unfinished things just lying around. Now, like I said, for one of those creative endeavors, having these new tools definitely helps knock that shit out. So then it does clear my table and shit. But part of what's happening with you is that you've just been you've been infected. Your brain has been affected by entropy. It's chaotic. It's disordered. I understand.
I
understand it.
All over the fucking place.
That's it, Nessa. Too much. There's so much cool shit to do, little time, and not enough brain power to keep up with the plethora of ideas flying around in your head. But like I said, I don't know if things are getting easier or what did I say previously? Because I have these things now that should make things easier, I didn't overload.
Yeah.
So it's no longer that.
I've fought for years, and I think I'm pretty much over the whole paralysis of analysis. Now my issue is paralysis of choice. And it's a motherfucker.
Yeah, it is.
Nigga, I got so many potential things that I could be doing.
Yo, Joe said, I have the opposite problem. If I don't have 2 or 3 things to work on, I lose intensity.
Actually, it's not the opposite problem for me. I have that as well.
Damn, you just
not. Yeah. Again, the whole ADHD thing. It's It's weird.
You know what makes it worse too? When you have stated goals that you're trying to get to before a
Nigga.
certain point.
Nigga.
So that means it makes you feel like I gotta double up on the shit. Like I gotta
Like,
I always feel behind the 8 ball, I always feel late. I always feel like, yo, you don't have the time. And the older I get, the more it gets worse. Like
you know what makes that worse?
What's that?
Having the proper skill and tools to do all these things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it makes the decision even harder.
Because now there's no excuse. And
I
then
can
you
do
start,
any of it.
You start really thinking to yourself, when it doesn't get done, it's me.
Nigga.
It's me. Yeah.
All of that. Every single bit of it. So yeah, it's a weird play. But again, it's not like I'm not actually putting
you're putting out. Yo, what's funny about that is I am too. But a lot of the content I'm putting out is repurposed content that I did a while ago.
Word.
Like a lot of the new posts and stuff that I'm putting on my artist page and all that shit. These are songs I wrote years ago. Right? I'm just finding a new way to promote them.
I'll talk to you about that offline.
Yes.
But yeah, all right. So moving on to this next thing. This is kind of where I got the whole idea of the New Year, same humans thing.
Yeah.
Is because
facts.
For those that don't know, there was a football game Monday night, and there was a young man, 24 years old. He's a safety for the Buffalo Bills. Routine play. I think it was I didn't watch the game, but I saw the play. Right. I think it was a punt return or a kickoff return, and it was a simple tackle. Simple tackle, routine tackle, a tackle we've seen thousands of times, literally 5 to 7 times a game. Right. Well, he tackled the ball carrier. He got up. And then like 2 or 3 seconds later, he collapsed. He effectively died on the field.
Yeah.
They brought out the AED and the whole medical team. They resuscitated him. But he was not breathing on his own.
Yeah.
They got him to the hospital. Apparently, either on the way to the hospital or at the hospital, his heart stopped again. They brought him back. Great news. He's up. He's awake. He's all his cognitive functions seem to be intact. He's breathing on his own and all that.
That scene.
Yeah.
Some people want a Cinderella ending, and we don't know. He's not out of. He's still. We gotta.
We're not 100% sure yet.
Right.
His name is DeMar Hamlin. Again, he's plays safety for the Buffalo Bills. Like I said, he is. No matter if he gets back to 100%, his recovery has been miraculous.
Yes,
because again, he effectively died twice.
I saw some people quibbling over the definition of that. Like I saw this one paramedic dude on my timeline said he didn't die, he was dying. His brain was still. It was in the process of dying, but they did certain things to keep the oxygen.
Yeah, okay.
Quibbling over the,
about semantics, sure.
Yeah, that's basically what was happening.
Yeah, it's not working. You're dead.
Yeah,
because in normal situations, there will not be enough time. Right. In normal circumstances, your organs would not have enough oxygen or blood to last until somebody finds you or makes it to you to intervene. So effectively, he died twice.
Right.
I don't even know where to start. So, okay, I can start because this is smaller. Still stupid, but people have to find a way. Yes,
I saw that Discord.
That's exactly where I was going. People have to find a way to politicize everything.
Everything. Now, part of the reason they do that is because most things are. Absolutely. Most things connect to that. However, some things you literally have to go around Dixbond, up Highway I-95, down into the lake. You know what I'm saying? through the bottom of the lake, come out the other end, and then make the connection point right there. Like, and that's what I see a lot of people doing, yo.
So that was my first annoyance about this situation.
Them trying to make this about
he took the vaccine and blah blah. So
and first of all, y'all hate y'all. Know what I'm gonna start doing? Because y'all decided to do that dumbass shit right there. Every time somebody gets shot, I'm gonna say, if he hadn't took that vaccine, he has that vaccine. Every time somebody's in a car accident, I'm saying that damn vaccine, because y'all did. Yo, we literally got video footage of the hit.
You see what happened. Now here's the thing. It is not. It doesn't happen often, but basically, I forget the name of it.
It shut down the electrical.
I'm not about to look at it. Well, what happens is, in this particular case, it's a phenomenon where if you get hit in your chest,
yes,
at a certain point in your rhythm, it can stop your heart.
Yes,
it doesn't even have to be a particularly hard hit
because there's literal martial art techniques.
Nigga,
that's the same shit, yo.
There's credence to that shit, based in science. So it's what happened. He got hit in his chest at the wrong time, and his heart stopped. That's what happened.
For those of you that watch wrestling, there was a wrestler years ago named Ox Baker. He used to do that shit. The heart punch. The heart punch. They take your arm, put it behind you like that. Boop. The person goes out. Then they got to do this little.
Thank you, Chrissy.
Gazy.
I'm not going to pretend. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it though.
Cordis. Okay, it's Cardis.
Nope. It's good. You're good. You're good. Don't even worry about it. I put it on display for the people to look at if they want to look at it.
Como Tio?
Shut the fuck up. So, moving on to this next part of it. I hate people. I really hate
when we started the show. How is this the next part? We started the show with that
because it's all cyclical at this point. It's
the block. It's the proverbial block spinning we were referring to.
All right, so Skip Bayless,
nigga,
put out a tweet that said, "No doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of this game, but how? This late in the season, a game of this magnitude is crucial to the regular season outcome, which suddenly seems so irrelevant." Now, stop. People hear that. Please do not fall into the trap that the people that I'm about to shit on fell into. So calm down.
Skip.
Wait. So
you should have skipped it.
Anwar. No. Anwar quote tweets this saying, "Asshole." I responded, "I think you missed this point." Yeah. With an ellipsis. Anwar says, "No. His point is poorly worded and careless considering the timing." I responded back, "You didn't say anything contrary to what I said."
Right.
Because of how he worded it, you didn't understand his point.
Exactly.
Anwar responds and says, "His point is valid, but it's worded poorly and the timing is tasteless, hence me calling him out his name." I said, "I get it, but I'm seeing literally dozens of people." This was like minutes after it happened.
Right.
I'm seeing literally dozens of people thinking that he's saying the game should continue.
Right.
If you look at his tweets in context,
right,
that's not even remotely close to what he's saying.
This is why I say
y'all only see that one tweet.
He should have skipped it. The reason I say that, he's already got bad paperwork on him.
But
see, shit. And
people about that.
People are moving that into that.
And this is the issue. I don't give a fuck. Fuck them.
Look, it's the same problem James Gunn is going to have with DC.
Oh, nigga.
This is the exact same
question. But that's the issue. First of all, fuck Skip Bayless. I want to be clear. I don't give a fuck about.
Right.
That's because you don't have the context, Joe. Let me see if I can make it to these tweets, because that's not what the fuck he's saying at all. Not even close. Like, he's literally saying the opposite of that. Let me see. Skip.
Ass.
I'm sorry.
Yo, that was ass, yo.
What's the day?
Today is the 7th.
All right, so Monday was 5 days ago.
Mhm.
You sure?
Monday was 5 days ago?
I'm asking.
I don't know. Let's see. Look at the calendar super fast and see. Yes, Monday was the 2nd.
So Monday, okay. So let me find. So 5 days ago. All right.
I think too. There is something to be said that if this amount of people read it wrong, that's on him. You are the communicator, and it's not incumbent upon.
I still disagree.
Every tweet.
I don't think they,
especially when shit gets buried.
Yeah, but this was 10 minutes.
It don't.
This is
bro.
No, that's my point. This is Twitter. A simple click would have answered your question. I don't give a fuck what
you
they
can expect. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
This is apparently
do you really
being
think
too hard on people again? It's not about. I'm not talking about what is likely to happen. If you're wrong, you're wrong. No matter why you're wrong.
Maybe so, but something has to be said about the fact that this is still a community. We communicate. That's how we get points across. If he didn't get that point across correctly, yes, those people could be wrong. But I don't know if it's all on them. How you said it is how you said it.
We're looking at five.
Monday is the 2nd. Today is the 7th. So
Monday was the 2nd.
1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Hold up. Tom Brady. Okay. Because I'm trying to. You sure it wasn't 4? I only say that for the purposes of Twitter because. Okay, here we go.
It's hard, man.
No, I found it. It was 4. I don't know how the math works on that, but It is what it is. It was 4. 4 days ago.
So it was on Tuesday?
No, nigga. Again. That's why. Joe, hold up. Joe, that is irrelevant to the conversation we're having. That has nothing to do with
Skip was out of line with that.
Hence why I said fuck Skip Bayless.
Right.
I don't care about him in that way. This is not me defending him. This is me attacking people. I'm sorry. It is what it is.
These people. These people.
So, at no point, I'm sorry, at every point, I mentioned he absolutely could have worded this better.
Yeah.
That part is his fault. And
I also think that me, just as a writer, and also what I see with even with comedians with this shit. You had the opportunity to word it like nobody knows your thought or your idea, but you first. You have it there first. So how you worded that was
but it wasn't the first tweet.
I get that, but what I'm saying is for that.
So they know his ideas because it's there. Like you are incumbent of proving the point that you're making. If the point that you're making is that he's a callous bastard, you have evidence.
That's not what I'm saying.
Not you. I'm talking about the people that I'm arguing. Gotcha. If your point that you're making is a callous, heartless motherfucker, there's proof. That's not the first tweet. Again, this is 10 minutes in. I'm not talking about the people that talked about it days later. You know how you see how hard it was for me to just find it.
Right.
So no, I'm not talking. That's not reasonable. I don't think I'm being unreasonable. It's not
reasonable
what I'm saying
to
expect him to go back
to
3
see
days.
all of his tweets, right? All of his tweets. Because I don't use Twitter that much. But all of those tweets, if you're just going through your timeline and not on his page.
Absolutely.
In 10 minutes, with the number of people that are on Twitter tweeting at all times.
During Monday Night Football, absolutely.
During Monday Night Football, that shit can get buried. And maybe if you only saw that one.
That's the point that I'm making. That's exactly the point that I'm making. However, again, The burden of proof is on you when you make a claim.
Facts. And the burden of communicating correctly is on you before
which
you
is
say
why which is why I explicitly said he worded it poorly.
Yeah.
But he did not do anything else wrong.
Right.
Because this was not the first tweet.
Right.
If this was the first tweet, I'm conceding every point that you're making.
Right.
If this was the first tweet about the situation, because you could go there and see only that tweet and be completely justified in calling him whatever the fuck you want to call him, because there's no other evidence.
I think my only contention is that reflexive act is normal for Twitter, for that platform. They see a tweet.
Oh,
they respond to the tweet. They don't see the history of your tweets.
My argument isn't that this is novel. My argument is New Year, same human. Again, I don't solve problems idealistically.
No, I'm just saying.
I know what the behavior is. I'm calling out the behavior.
Right.
The behavior is trash. So this is where he started. Not exactly sure what happened to DeMar Hamlin. Mm-hmm. Players on both teams are shaken.
Right.
Ambulances out on the field.
Fact.
CPR administered. I can't remember play being stopped for this length of time. I just said a prayer for him and his family. Now stop. Mm-hmm. I do not want to get into and will not get into the argument of theists and atheists and prayer. And
no one's going to do that.
Right. So if you looked at this tweet, there's nothing in this tweet that says that he's being a callous bastard that's putting the game above.
No.
Okay. Second tweet. I've seen so many horrific injuries suffered on football fields, yet never have I seen a reaction like this. In every other situation I witnessed or covered, the game always went on fairly quickly. The attitude was, hey, that's football. For these players, this was different. Again,
was different.
Above board. Completely emotionally aware.
Right.
Perfect tweet. The third tweet is the tweet that's in question. And then after that tweet, nothing is more important than a young man's health. I'm sorry if this was misunderstood, but his health is all that matters. Again, everything else is irrelevant.
So he fixed it. So he's saying he fixed it. Well, I don't say fixed it. He repaired their understanding of what he meant.
He did not, because it didn't matter.
Oh, damn.
Because people
are people.
They
were in the process of peopling.
And this is my point. And I love y'all in the chat, but some of y'all are doing the exact thing that I'm complaining about. You're eliminating context. This isn't context that I had to look 3 weeks past if I'm looking at it on the day that it happened. I ain't had to go back in Skip's favorite tweets of the year prior to see that he actually loves this person and they best friends and they go golfing. No, literally within a span of 5 minutes, he posted all of these tweets. All of these tweets were up when people started shitting on him.
My question about that is, being someone who doesn't use Twitter like that, doesn't post Twitter like that, in those 5 minutes, are his tweets grouped together?
Yes, he didn't tweet about anything else. He was literally live tweeting his thoughts, like what the app is actually supposed to be used for. He's actually like brain vomiting, effectively, is what he's doing.
So his tweet, he had a tweet cluster, basically. It was like bam, 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 bam.
There were no other topics intersecting or anything. It was literally these 5 tweets in a row. And if you look, because my first reaction was just like everybody else's.
Right.
I'm like, this motherfucker. I know he's not saying.
Let me say this. When you saw it, did you see any of his other shit around it?
No. That's my point.
So
that's
you had to click.
Absolutely.
That was the first. That's the first difference between you and that. That's the first.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's the point that I'm making. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. it's just it's funny.
Yo, Mike.
Because here's the thing. I want to be clear again. Fuck Skip. I don't give a. I'm not attacking people for attacking Skip.
Right.
I don't give a fuck that they attack.
This is what she's saying. This is kind of what I'm saying. If you don't go to Twitter and only see that, you're gonna be like, "Fuck is this motherfucker talking about?"
Absolutely. Because again, that's exactly what I did. And when I saw that, I was like, "Come on, Skip. And
again, this is what I mean by the pile on, because if people just see that, they can't help but pull the connection from that Shannon shit. That's recent shit.
Well, here's the thing.
Now you on this?
Here's the thing. So I'm going back and forth with Anwar, and then Henny Man posted.
Stop for a second.
Shut up. No, we're not doing that. We're not
got to. For those of you who don't know, many of these people he's talking about, these are all personalities in the battle rap community.
Yeah.
All right. That's who they are.
So then Anwar stopped responding, and Henny, if I can find it.
Krista says, and even now, I never saw the first two, just the one in question and after. And people were like, don't try to clean it up now.
Right. No, that's exactly what happened. And here's the thing. I'm not really, like, in my defense of what's going on,
mm-hmm.
I'm not really including the fifth tweet. Why? Because, especially now, because if you didn't see it in real time, you have no idea when that fifth tweet came out.
That's a fact.
You have no idea how much backlash he saw before he posted that. So throw that out.
Right.
Like, even though it absolutely fucking tracks. But it doesn't matter. We're being realistic.
But there's a date on. There's dates on the.
But it's just dates. Like you expect niggas wouldn't go to his page and look at his tweets. Wow. You think they're gonna go to his page, look at his tweets, and then investigate the top? No, that's not gonna happen. No. So
see, I don't expect them to do it. That's the difference. Like,
facts.
So you gotta listen. You got no. I'm gonna tell Skip this. You ain't do nothing wrong there.
No, he didn't do anything wrong there.
But you do have to. You worded your shit.
But he has a certain amount of responsibility because he worded that third. Was the third? The third tweet. He worded the third tweet or fourth or whatever it was. Whatever. He worded that tweet poorly. It's the way that he put it together, and it didn't really.
When I post certain shit, I do post with people's behavior in mind.
Yeah,
I do, because I've been doing this long enough now, where I know that the slightest thing that's out of whack or not quite whatever, there's always the well actually guy. He's always waiting there.
He always is
and
there.
I believe the well actually guy is actually not. It's not several people. It's literally I think it's AI. I'm saying it's Ultron. This is the same being that's probably existed for like 2,000-3,000 years. And he just jumps into people, right? Whenever there's an opportunity for them to shit on your post. Well, actually.
Right. And then another thing that I hate that is just humans being fucking humans again is when they make me agree with motherfuckers.
I don't like.
I would absolutely 9 times out of 10
when they do that.
Not agree with. Jason Whitlock is a piece of shit.
Pew. Stop. Listen.
He is a piece of shit.
It is a couple of names on this. Bruh. We don't do that here. We don't.
He's a piece of shit, and what I'm about to read is a bit of hyperbole, but it's rooted in fact. He says Skip Bayless's tweet is the most overblown controversy in the history of Twitter. That's it's hyperbole as fuck, but it's rooted in fact. Right. It's rooted in fact.
You're saying that history,
nigga, right? Like what are you talking about? What's wrong with you? So when I first saw his tweet, I was like, I'm not gonna interact with this because. What the fuck are you talking about? But somebody responded to him, and this is my issue with people. How, when he basically said, okay, let's get him out of here and get back to this important playoff seeding game, how can you defend that? Because that's not what the fuck he said. It's not even close to what he said. That's not the sentiment. No, even with
I haven't seen the tweet. But I'm just saying,
even with the poor wording,
right?
That's still not
what he said. Okay, gotcha.
Like again, 100%.
Could you pull that from that tweet though? If you didn't have any other context and you heard that tweet, is that what that even sounds like?
The way that you can pour blood from a stone.
Oh, gotcha.
So yeah, you could do it.
Mm-hmm.
But
what up, B?
What up? I'm trying to find this.
I think the problem is
humans.
Well, that's a constant. Because matter of fact, it's the like the head title. Everything else is like sub after that. So this is more like talking about sub here. I think the problem is Skip. And I got
Skip.
I got to ask you a question.
I
got to ask you a question. What if we cannot?
That's funny.
Kill him.
That's hilarious, actually. Well, we clearly can't.
People call
we clearly can't kill him.
Scalp.
I don't like you. I don't like you. I so don't like you. Okay, here we go. I found it. So, Handyman posts screenshots of all of the tweets, and his caption says, "For once, I'm not outraged by Skip Bayless. If you read all his tweets, he was actually trying to articulate how serious the situation is. He wasn't saying the game is more important. He is saying nothing like this has ever happened in the game's history." It's that simple. And I was petty, so I tagged Anwar in this. He didn't respond, though, of course.
Of course he didn't.
Because that's his man's. He ain't going. You're not about to. No, you're not going to. It is what it is. But yeah, I just
same problem with Scalp is the same problem with Anwar. Hey, what if we cannot kill him? Listen, Anwar has worded shit fucked up before too. I've seen it.
Oh, nigga.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. Here's the thing. He's a pseudo celebrity.
Yeah.
So it would not have made any sense. Number one, they would have been ad-homing them as fuck. Yes. But don't get me wrong, shit popped up in my head. I started to be like, nigga, you said some
stop.
Listen, I started to be like, nigga, you said some shit.
He got a history, right?
Bruh.
Yeah, Anwar has a history.
You be saying some shit. Like you just got to the award like last week about some shit that I felt was innocuous because I understood what you were saying.
Yeah.
But the way you worded it.
This is the similar situation.
Exactly what you're arguing.
Right.
So relax, my guy.
But maybe he could be thinking, you see what they did to me? So anybody can get it. Like,
and that's my point. So I'm literally watching this narrative be built. I'm sorry, I should have led with that. That's the point that I made. I'm literally watching this narrative be built. And I'm like, none of these people are gonna go.
And that I understand why you reacted the way you reacted. Because I've reacted the same way when I see, oh shit, this is not true. And this is about to snowball into a bunch of shit that's not true. And you're gonna have a lot of people saying things that aren't true based off of how this starts right here. So I get the whole, it's like the guy who was in the Swiss Alps and he sneezed and the sound of it caused the rocks and shit at the top of the mountain, and he's watching it build up going, yo, no.
It's exactly that. Yo.
Oh, fuck.
1,000% that. So the narrative just continues.
Yo, Mike is ass, yo. So Skip can't be killed and he makes his coin by his word. Wouldn't that make him a bardic? Yo. No, nigga. Mike is ass.
So the next day, Shannon wasn't on the show. So I'm like, interesting. Fuck. Come on, y'all. Help me out.
Wait a minute. He wasn't on the show because.
Well, at the time, the reason wasn't evident at all. No one knew why at the time.
Okay.
So here comes some nigga. Shannon Sharp not being on the show today tells me everything we need to know. It does not. It does, because you don't know why
he's not on the show, right?
Next person. And this person I'm really disappointed with. She's in battle rap, but she's not. I don't think she's battle rap famous. She like Twitter battle rap.
Okay.
Miss Cream. I don't know her real name.
Yeah.
You see her. Yeah,
I've seen her on Spaces.
Shannon Sharp is done with Skip Bayless, and I mean done. Skip was already on his last leg with the whole Shannon Giles Brady thing. Skip has never had to take accountability for his mouth. He might have to do it now with the absence of Shannon. That's not what happened.
And also, you put a lot in that. Like she made a fat claim. She basically said that's why he's not there, and she has no way of knowing if that was why he wasn't there.
No
statements released about none of that shit.
No,
like it's crazy. That's crazy.
So, the day after, Shannon does show up.
Now, whoa, wait a minute. Hold on.
No, he was done with Skip.
I gotta ask you this. This has to be asked, and I'm hoping I get the right answer for at least once in my goddamn life. Did somebody spin the block on Miss Cream shit?
Oh no!
Damn it!
Here's the thing. I was surprised that Anwar responded to me. Miss Cream often actually responds to me.
Okay.
Often, sometimes retweets the shit that I say. I was surprised when I commented under that post. She did not respond. Did not in any way, shape, or form. And I looked back like 10 minutes or so later, and nobody. It wasn't like the reason I figured that Anwar would respond is because when I saw his tweet, it didn't have any traffic.
Yeah, so yours was going to stick out. You were literally the first. Yeah,
right. Same with Miss Cream, but on top of it not having any traffic, she generally responds to me.
Right.
Crickets. And of course, nobody spun the block. But here's the thing. Shannon is not immune from being human.
No, facts.
They got into it on the show.
Hey, he brought that shit up. Yeah.
Well, in the other order, he brought it up first.
Right.
And then they got into it. Because, and here's the thing, what Shannon believes leads him, his reaction is valid based on what he believes. But Skip's reaction was valid based on what he believes. So Shannon's like talking about it. He's like, there's a bunch of speculation. I'm paraphrasing, obviously.
Right.
He's like, there's a bunch of speculation and rumors about why I wasn't on the show. I'm not here to get into any of that. Basically, I saw a man on the football field basically lose his life, and this has never happened before. And it reminded me of seeing my brother. For those who don't know, Shannon Sharp, his older brother, Sterling Sharp, was NFL wide receiver.
Yep.
He said it reminded me of seeing my brother laying on the field paralyzed, and it triggered something.
Yeah.
That is why I was not here yesterday.
Right.
And then he brought up the tweet. He said something about the tweet that you made, which I wish that you would take down. And Skip, because he can't fucking help himself. Because he can't fucking help himself. He's like, nobody here found anything wrong with the tweet. And Shannon's like, what do you mean? The bosses literally told you to address it. And then they start. I didn't think this was going to come up. I didn't think we was going to talk about this today.
I see that this is the bosses.
Well, he addressed that on the show that he was on there by himself.
This is how you know that, nigga, the way you worded that conversation.
And that's what I'm about to say. This is what happens when someone who is used to and in charge of running communications,
there it is,
takes care of things.
There it is.
Now, again, to be fair, fuck Skip, right? But Skip did not have to say that. On the show that he was on by himself, he mentioned my boss saw everything that was happening with the tweet.
He mentioned it as boss?
Yes, he brought it out. This
Why?
is what I'm saying. Because and here's the thing. It's terrible for your argument.
Yeah, it is.
But I think
why did he say it?
Because I think people assume that Skip is not intelligent. This is Skip showing He's trying to employ a tactic. The tactic he's trying to employ is you give a little, you get a little.
All right, but wait a minute. Rewind a bit on people think scalp is not
It's unintelligent.
It's unintelligent. Like, why that one tweet aside?
Because he makes trash takes all the time. And people relay that to intelligence.
See, I wouldn't know what the tweets are because I don't watch the show.
No, not just talking about tweets. Yeah.
Or I don't know about his other takes.
Oh, he say a bunch of dumb shit.
That's my thing. Like, are they dumb takes or are they just?
He's a shock jock. So you know all about He's a shock jock. Effectively, he's doing his job.
Yeah.
Like I defy any reasonable person that's thinking about this to believe that he thinks every single thing that he says.
My question about that, the shock jock thing is that even still a thing? The reason I asked that is because back when you had Howard Stern.
Yeah. No, he's a version of
you had Imus.
He doesn't hold a candle to any of them.
Right. But what I mean is, did they do so much to change the culture, culture of radio and broadcast, specifically Howard? Specifically Howard. Have they done so much to alter broadcast, the broadcast medium, and how people communicate on there, that now there are no shock jocks? It's just this is how you have to be because they altered the landscape.
Yes and no. Because Charlemagne existed after them.
Right.
So they absolutely set that path.
Right.
But people like Charlemagne hit the nail into the coffin.
Right.
And no, so again, Skip's not that old school idea of a shock jock.
Right.
He's a version of a shock jock.
That's what I mean. Like it's gotten like homogenized now and sanitized to the point where like you can't do that without doing
not the way
that. You can't do it the old school way.
Nah.
You know, the way old radio used to broadcast. You can't do it that way because of Howard Stern. Because I would still argue, like, Charlemagne has gotten big.
Yeah.
I still don't think he's at the point where Howard was at Howard's peak.
Oh, no, not
he was literally throwing parades for him in New York.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying?
But the issue, I think, overall, he's not nowhere near as big as Howard, but in the Black community, right?
That's facts.
So it's become this thing, and like you have your Stephen A. Smith, your Skip Bayless, they are the sports shock jock.
That's what I'm
Jason Whitlocks.
This is what I was thinking too. I was putting all of them in that thing, like, because I'm looking at it like as I look across the landscape of broadcasters, I see a lot of that now, and it was a time when you didn't.
Right.
I'm old enough to remember a time where they were still straight like broadcasters who were just doing the broadcast, talking about facts and all sorts like that. And then I remember when Howard, and then Howard, you start seeing Don and Mike, and then all these bastard children of that era,
right? Where
maybe you can't be a super extreme,
right?
From a like poking the bear at morality, like Howard used to do, right? But you do have to be.
Yeah, it's remnants.
Because I can see program directors being like,
we need controversy.
Yeah, like this ain't that regular shit. You talking about the sports
and powder puff
on that? Yeah, they ain't bringing us no views.
Yeah, you know? That's why you get Stephen A. Smith. No, shut up. Stephen A. Smith going on national TV talking about this picture of Jerry Jones. This was years ago.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Right, absolutely.
That's what I'm talking about.
100%.
Because that is a shitty take, but that's also kind of very similar to a take that Howard was making. Howard wasn't
absolutely.
Dumb. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And that's my point. It's calculated. It's not, there's no way you can convince Skip Bayless. Some people, because TV and print are very different.
Yes.
Right. Some people don't realize that Skip is an actual journalist. And has, like, that's where his career started. An actual journalist, not just somebody that calls him. No, he wasn't actually. No, well, yes, but not. He didn't get like big. But yes, he absolutely played sports.
And when he played the sports, do we know what his stats were?
I have no idea.
I'm just saying because the way
piss poor.
I was about to say the way he was talking to the Shannon.
Oh no,
led me to believe that you must have had something, because that took a lot of gall. That took a lot of gall to say that to a guy. That took a lot of gall.
That's the other thing. That is the other thing. The other thing about that is that's where he feels some of that shock jock, because he says things, whether on purpose or not, that lean towards being dog whistles.
Yes. The clips I've seen. Yes.
Yeah.
He told that man to put his glasses.
Put your glasses back on.
Let me tell you something.
Matter of fact, put your glasses back on.
Let me tell you something, yo.
Sir.
If at any point,
if Shannon would have reached across that,
bro. I don't think enough people have seen Shannon in person.
Yo,
Shannon's a monster.
Still.
To this day, he's a monster. Yo, he could have literally put his hand on Skip's face and peeled his shit off, yo. And peeled his shit off. Like,
all facts.
He told me, man, put his glass. If at any point you see me, if there's some shit going on, we out, and some shit kick off. At any point these come off, you might start swinging on nigga, because they're not going back on for a minute. You know what I'm saying? They're not going back on for a minute. Like, what the fuck? You told him to put your nigga. Know what that sound like to me? And I've seen this happen. I've seen this happen once in real life, right?
Oh God.
I've seen a motherfucker do what he was supposed to do in a situation and put his hands up. And I see another big nigga, knowing you grab him by his hands and unball his fist. Like, you don't want, boy, that's not even, that's what that, what?
Now to be fair,
what?
If I'm extrapolating and I'm looking at this as if, because what I'm not gonna do is insult Shannon's intelligence.
No,
right?
No.
So if they're as what's the word? Craven,
yes,
as I think they are, then the idea basically for the show is I'm gonna say some crazy shit to you. You're gonna say some crazy shit to me. And it's going to have to be some things that we have to reset the situation. And if I'm not, if I had to guess, and they are as craven as I believe they are, that whole put your glasses back on thing was a, hey, Shannon, we're still live.
Yeah.
I know you're getting a little,
you getting a little, you know what I'm saying? And listen,
I think that was Skip trying to save his ass.
That ain't a producer,
bruh,
in that building.
Yo.
I don't
remember what football player it was. I don't remember what football player it was. It was an ex-football player, black football player. I think it was a tight end. I think it was a tight end too. Yo, stop fucking with these tight ends, man. Anyway, it might not have been a tight end.
Phrasing.
That's fun. Yo. Yep, right. It was three of them. They were talking about something, and it was this lily white dude made some type of joke because he said something about text your wife something, and he's like, well, I ain't gotta worry about that with my wife, blah blah blah, and the white dude was like, well, that's not what I text your wife. They went to commercial.
Bruh.
They went to commercial. They came back from commercial. The third dude was sitting there. The other two were not on screen. And then sometime shortly after, they come walking back. The ex-player first sits down, straightens his clothes. Then the other guy comes and sits
Jacked
down.
his ass up.
Nigga.
Jacked his ass up. Yo, I'm laughing at Mike, right? Mike says, there aren't many people in this world who intimidate me. Shannon intimidates me. That man would bite me. He'd fold me like a lawn chair. Scalp, that man would be folded like take pizza box. Now, for those of you, yo, that was ass. For those of you, man, who might not see the significance in Mike saying there aren't many people in this world, Mike Gleason is a big motherfucker. Listen, I'm 6'1", about 250. I first met Mike, it was at the second Reason rally. Mike stood up. I mean, what the fuck? Mike is a big motherfucker. So if he's saying, and Shannon's an absolute, bro, I'm trying to tell you.
Shannon's a monster.
Shannon's a monster.
Yeah.
He's an absolute monster.
Yeah, nah, listen. I don't want to be in the room. I don't want to be in the room. Look, fuck offending him. I don't want to be in the room.
Like I said, there ain't a producer,
Thunder,
a key grip, a cameraman in that building that would have stopped him.
The only thing that might be in that building, only potential things that could be in that building is a wife,
facts,
a child,
or some police,
a very close friend. I don't even listen. I don't even know if the popo,
bro,
would have been.
And he to start wilding in there,
bruh.
Yo, that shit would have been
cameras
ugly,
off, my guy.
They better turn them shits off.
Immediately cut the feed. All right, hold on. I want to respond to Joe. Joe says that's the thing. Skip has built his persona that basically primed people to expect the worst from him. The responses were unfair, but he is culpable in his own dragging. He's got no second chances. He's burned up all his benefits of the doubt. So let me address.
I kind of agree with that.
Let me address this. The first part of what you said is 100% true. However, I start taking umbrage with the second chances and the benefit of the doubt part for somebody that's not wrong. When you're wrong, second chances apply. Mm-hmm. When there's overwhelming evidence that you're wrong, whether you're wrong or not, benefit of the doubt applies. He was not wrong. Point blank, period. But he misworded one of the tweets.
I don't think it's necessarily benefit of the doubt. I think it's benefit of assumption.
That's what I'm saying. Yes.
You don't have benefit of assumption anymore once you've done enough shitty takes. I'll give you a classic example of what I'm talking about. So one of the things we argue all the time about, especially currently, is the whole privilege thing. Mm-hmm. I don't think people really understand what that actually is referring to.
Correct.
Part of it is privilege of assumption. See, if I walk down the street with a hoodie, which I do on numerous occasions, I don't have the privilege of assumption. The police looking at me saying, "Hey, this guy just wearing a hoodie."
Correct.
No, I don't have that. I don't have that because if they look at me and go, "He's a big nigga, bald head," we gotta watch him. Right. Some people have the privilege of assumption where
Skip don't got that.
Skip don't have that. His PR is bad. His papaperk bad. His paperwork is bad. So when he says something that's say he like he did here. He misworded some shit and it didn't sound right.
Right.
He's lost the privilege of assumption. So the first thing people assume from him is he's being ass.
Exactly.
Now, a classic example with me, I have lost the privilege of assumption with my friends because when I say shit,
1,000%. Hold on, stop. Hold on. I just want to be clear. There years ago, like literal years ago, Hastum lost the benefit of assumption, like to any degree. Like even if something is dead serious, it's a dead serious topic happening, it doesn't matter. You still have, there's still this like 5% chance with a standard deviation of like 15% that he's Oh, my bad. Okay. I'm sorry.
Yo, that was crazy.
No,
That was crazy.
You brought it up. I had to address it.
No, you 100% right. And I recognize that. I recognize I got to deal with it.
Yeah.
I've lost it with my nieces and nephews. Like I've lost it with my immediate family right here in the house. Like I lost because the troll, they assume the troll is coming.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Absolutely. So like with the Shannon thing, specifically the Shannon thing, you're correct. There's no
Discord said nobody assumed it was being a decent.
That's facts. That's
a fact. That's a fact.
With
you call people off guard.
There's absolutely no second chance. There's absolutely no benefit of the doubt because there's overwhelming evidence, and he's in the wrong. There's overwhelming evidence that he's wrong, and then when you look at the facts, he's in the wrong.
Right.
Correct.
Right.
Nothing. But with this other situation, it is not a situation of a second chance or a benefit of the doubt because there's nothing to doubt. If you actually go past the assumption, you will find the answer.
Go past the assumption.
Exactly.
They're just not. And I think you know what this is I think this is a teachable moment for a lot of people because I feel like for both sides of this equation, one, maybe y'all need to start checking a little more before y'all go ham. Two,
maybe, definitely.
Two, on the other side of this, you made a bed full of bad intent.
Oh no, he has to line that shit again.
Yeah,
I want to be clear. I want to be crystal. This is not a defense of Skip at all. This is an indictment.
That's scalp.
Okay, this is an indictment on the human condition. Fuck Skip Bayless. I don't give a fuck about him.
Right.
I don't care about any discomfort he experienced from the backlash. Fuck all of it.
Right.
It's simply not what happened.
And the fact that his bosses, I wouldn't have said that shit.
I wouldn't have said no air either.
I wouldn't.
Why would you say no air?
Yeah, bro. Like I'm gonna
just
honestly,
clear it up.
If
you don't have to mention the first part
because when he mentioned that. It does give more energy to
it's confirmation bias.
Yeah, like
when you say my bosses mentioned that it might not have been the clearest of tweets, that's confirmation bias right there. That sounds like you're trying to spin something.
This is where Anwar sees that. Somebody like Anwar in this whole situation sees that and go,
"Yup, see, you see what I mean?" Yeah, but I saw what happened in real time, and you did too, because you made your tweet 10 minutes after he made his tweet.
And again,
if you decided to just simply click on the profile, you didn't have to do any actual research. Just simply clicked on the profile. You would.
I ain't got no beef. I ain't got no beef with you, Anwar, but you have said things. You said things.
Absolutely, Joe. Mentioning the bosses makes it sound like his clarification wasn't sincere, even if it was. That's a fact.
Right.
It's absolutely a fact.
Right.
It was a poor move. He probably
did that shit.
He probably was flustered. He probably started seeing the actual backlash. Because now this is conjecture, 100%.
Right.
Simply because of the timing of the tweet, he could not have seen that much backlash.
That's true.
Because it was this whole time,
and he thought
in the span of
he was saying minutes. Something sensitive.
Right. So a day removed after his boss brings it up to him, yes, he was probably flustered and took leave of his senses.
And I'm gonna say what and this is the whole now to round it into a circle. This is the whole issue I said about your past credit does influence what happens now. So not only did he probably not see that backlash initially, but then when his bosses came to him, what happened in his mind was shit. That was the Shannon shit, and now this shit. I gotta get this.
And
is
Shannon's not here.
Shannon's not here. Mm-hmm. This is the same thing that was happening on the other end of that conversation. But instead of just the Shannon shit, it was the years of shitty takes, shitty responses to things. All of that got compiled into that one misworded tweet.
Yep.
And that's why I say this should be a teachable moment for y'all. Now, Twitter is different because you don't have but so much
Yes. That's
space.
That's the other thing I didn't mention because, again, I want to be clear that I'm not defending Skip Bayless.
Right.
But facts are facts. You have to truncate your thoughts.
You really do, and you have to be good at it. See, this is why, let me tell y'all something. This is why Chat GPT is your friend.
Okay, stop it.
Because sometimes y'all need to go in there. Listen, some of these motherfuckers, man, like they not really built for Twitter. Like I know I'm not built for Twitter because I'm verbose, right? So that that's not going. I'm not fucking with that.
Yeah, I've started to actually start tweeting, and several times so far, I'm like, yo, this
I'm
is
too verbose.
Yeah, this is annoying.
I can't do it.
And then you can't edit the tweet.
Nope. That's the other thing. So now all you can do is delete it, and when you delete it,
or you can comment directly under it, which people usually will see. No, honestly, the way that Twitter is set up, usually they will see it. Yeah.
My whole thing with that is though, after it's been up there for a while,
if you did it like a set it and forget it type thing, you make the tweet, you proud of yourself, you hit tweet, you put the phone down.
Woo, you hit tweet.
Oh,
damn,
nigga. No,
I'm too verbose, yo. I'm too verbose. It takes me a lot of words to say some shit, and I'm learning to do better than that because I have to with the comic book thing. There is only a certain amount of words that can fit in the bubble comfortably before shit get crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I've gotten better at that, but I think that's the main reason why. The most I did on Twitter was just observe. I would see what was trending. What the conversation was, motherfuckers was talking about, and shit like that. But Twitter is way too stream of consciousness. And I think here's the thing about
exactly what was happening.
Yeah, and that's the problem with that is it's the consciousness that's being streamed is human.
Yeah,
bad things happen. Bad things happen with a human stream of consciousness. Like even for the best of us, the ones of us that don't really mean any harm, usually that whole thing is just bad. Yeah, it's bad because shit'll come out, shit here will go there. There isn't really, and you were in the moment, so you didn't self-edit, and that shit gets on there, and before you know it, it's a firestorm, a finger pointing, and it's just
I'll be right back.
Yeah, one thing I can tell y'all. The main reason I stayed on Twitter too was, at least at one point, is because I have a predisposition towards video, and yes, there is video on Twitter, but I don't like it. I don't like the format. I don't fuck with it. So as a result, there was a time before I even had a Twitter account where I missed a lot of the conversation about a lot of shit.
A puck's on you all.
Like I missed a lot of the conversations that was happening on that platform. And one thing I say that's good about it is it literally truncates all of that shit in a space where you can, like, you go look at the trending on the side, you instantly know what people are talking about. Like, what's the conversation? What's trending? Well, then sometimes you'll see something that's trending. Go, why the fuck is this trending?
Nigga.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why are they talking about this?
That's the trap right there.
Yeah, that's the trap. Because then you'll click on it. You know what I'm saying? So,
absolutely.
It's a cold thing.
Yeah. So there's this.
No, they didn't.
What?
They didn't just do that. Tell me they didn't just. Yo, sis just sent me a tweet. Why are they patting that black man's head?
What happened? What's going on? What are you talking about,
bro?
You can't react to something that nobody has this information.
Don't know that. Let me hold on. I got it. It's not a video or nothing, so we should be good. It's a wow. I'm about to show you. This is don't you ever in your motherfucking life do no shit like this. Right? Ever. Don't ever.
I
don't
like to
ever.
Oh no.
You don't.
He might as well told him to put his glasses back on.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Y'all have no idea how triggering this shit is. Like, and the fact that he's not triggered in this moment.
He may be.
This guy, I don't think so. That guy. Holy shit, you don't do that.
I mean, it is what it is.
Like, what was supposed to happen? You might say the reflex. You see, with his arm and his shoulder,
a backhand.
That shit was supposed to come up like this,
that's a set
around that arm like that,
checking for his man
like that, and then bam, headbutt in the face, throw his ass on the ground.
Checking for his man weave is a wild.
Don't. What the fuck? I have no.
All right, so I got a couple.
Buck broken. Go ahead. Excuse me.
Again, I resent that description because in order to be buck broken, you have to be willing to buck.
You know, in the first place.
So I don't. All right, so I got these three scenarios that I want to read to y'all. So the person in question is asking, are they the asshole?
Can I say something about that real fast before you
Go
get
ahead.
to the specifics?
Absolutely. So I can take a bite of this scrumptious
I have seen,
hash brown.
And this is mostly thanks to my daughter who watches these videos. Now, I thought it was only one guy that was doing these "Am I the Asshole" thing, and that was his shtick.
No, so
I'm to find out this is a whole goddamn niche. I've seen people from the UK all the way from to fucking China doing this type of shit, and I'll be like, so here's the problem: they be overlapping because some of these questions go in on Reddit, and they be. I watched the other day. Somebody was saying my daughter.
No, I don't think they're overlapping. I think people were stealing.
Could be. All I know is I heard two of those stories before, but with different voice. Discord asks, hash browns?
I don't participate in the marijuana.
Yo, you so fucking stupid.
So
you didn't say hashish, you damn monkey.
So all right, so the first one. So this happened yesterday. I came home from work in the evening and saw something cooking on the stove. I asked my boyfriend, and he said he was boiling salmon. I was taken aback, like completely. I asked him to repeat what he said, and he so casually said it again. I was like, ew, who boils salmon? He made a face and didn't reply. I told him it wasn't right and that I never heard of salmon being boiled, like egg and water type of boiling. He said it was all right and he likes it cooked that way. I called him dumb for this, to which he reacted by snapping and saying, who the fuck says I can't boil salmon? I said, common sense. He replied, fuck common sense. I bet it's no longer common sense to eat an apple from an apple tree in this time and age. We had an argument and he started ignoring me, saying he felt hurt and disrespected when I called him dumb and is now waiting for an apology. Am I the asshole?
Let me ask you a question. As someone who doesn't cook, but has cooked, I've baked salmon. I've never boiled it. Are you supposed? Is that a thing?
It depends on what her level of culinary awareness is, because she could be thinking he's boiling it and not realizing that he's poaching it.
Right.
And poached salmon is absolutely a thing.
Right.
Now, as far as boiled salmon, I don't know. I have no idea if that's the thing or not.
Why she had to call him dumb though?
Here's the thing. He's not asking her to eat any of this. It's not for her. He was making it for him.
He enjoys it that way. But why it's got to be dumb?
I don't understand. I don't get it.
Like
now, often the ones that I've read, often they have a little bit more nuance.
Yeah.
This one,
why must he be dumb? See, so for those that are uninitiated or have not been in long-term relationships before, maybe you had a couple of, maybe a year or 2 years, you with somebody, whatever, you haven't had that long-term thing. There are certain words that you don't want to introduce into the lexicon of that relationship. Certain words you don't want to do it. Certain behaviors, certain things you don't want to do. Because once it becomes a norm, you have effectively added this element that can muddy up the waters to what you actually mean versus what you said.
Yep.
You called him dumb. That is a word you should never be referring to your significant other as.
Bruh.
You should never be doing that. Silly, what? Yes. Silly.
Weird,
right.
Whatever.
Right. Dumb, that's not.
So
now you can do it if you want, but don't be surprised with the outcome in sensitive situations.
Nigga.
You know what I'm saying? Or the person's having a bad day, and that word, silly is different. Weird is different. Dumb.
So I don't think it's any surprise to anybody here. Yeah, that person was voted the asshole.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
McKenna says, guys, mom said hi, but she's currently in the plane. Oh damn.
What's she doing?
Damn.
God damn it. I'm jealous. I like being on planes. Not really.
First of all,
I like
just
the
got
result
off
of
a
being
goddamn plane. You just got off a goddamn
That was 3
plane.
weeks ago.
No, nigga, we ain't doing that.
That was 3 weeks ago.
Whatever. If you listen, anyway, if the last time you was on the plane was in August, if you'd brought your monkey ass down there to Georgia, like, you know, then that, yeah, I'd be like,
I wouldn't have been on the plane.
I'm sure y'all was driving, so no, you can't use that. You just got off a plane.
It was 3 weeks ago.
Just got off a plane.
It was 3 weeks ago. That's a long time.
That's not.
Because that's probably more dumb than boiling salmon. So the next one. So my fiance's birthday.
Tell her we say hi.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that we jealous.
There's no distinction for this one, so nobody. There was no consensus on whether this person's the asshole or not. So for my fiance's birthday, I planned a weekend getaway and got us a hotel. She also mentioned she wanted to try a specific restaurant, but you need to make a reservation. When she told me, I went on the website, but they only let you make reservations a month in advance, and it wasn't yet a month away. Today, she reminded me about the place, and I said, I need to wait a month. But then we quickly realized it was less than a month away. So I went on to book it, and there are no more reservations available. It is 3 days less than a month away. So I could have gotten on the website 3 days ago if I had been keeping better attention. Now she's angry with me and telling me I told you I wanted to do this and giving me a nasty attitude. To me, this is really ungrateful as I planned an entire weekend for her and missed one restaurant she wanted to go to by forgetting for 3 days. But I will admit I am super forgetful and I should have set a reminder. Am I the asshole?
It's hard.
All right, hold on. I need to address this slander.
So I'll put it up there.
See, hold on. This is the response I prefer. December is too long.
Damn.
Need another vacation ASAP.
Let me ask your bank account about that.
See, here's the thing.
See,
he and I are at odds about this situation. He's leaning towards what y'all are saying. I told him he wilding. I told him he'll be all right.
This is what I'm saying right there, bro. Like,
and unfortunately,
you gotta get your house in order with that.
Unfortunately, he kind of runs shit.
I mean, he is controlling the money over there. So
he's here nigga in charge. So
it is
trying to convince him that he bugging, he's not trying to hear it.
Yeah. So I don't know. Is asshole? I'm conflicted because I am.
Me too.
My short-term memory is garbage.
Nigga.
It's absolute garbage. That sounds like something I would have forgot to do, especially when I'm busy with a bunch of shit. So now that might be it right there, Christian. That might be it right there. Not asshole, but it's
that's
pattern
terrible.
she is tired of. He knows he has a bad memory. He should set reminders like he said.
That's what I do.
Yeah. That was ass. She said hi and it was nice. That was ass.
I got like 6 alarms set right now.
Yo, bro. Because of that. And look, even with that.
There's a little bit of self-awareness.
Even with that.
A little bit of self-awareness goes a long way.
Holy shit. McKenna, can I show these on the show?
If it's photos, I think Cindy just posted them on Facebook.
Oh, she did?
I think.
Because she said if I go, Cindy just messaged me. If I go, at least my final view would be nice. All right, hold up. I'm gonna at least get this one because she said this too.
Chrissy, I don't need a alarm for karaoke. Goddamn it!
Yeah, you do.
Shut up. You know nothing.
Yeah, you do. So she's on some little
Fuck you under why are you under the wing?
I don't know why maybe she's not inside the cabin.
When they say you are now free to walk about the cabin, I don't think that's what they
not
mean.
In this one. Hold on. Let me find that picture she sent. Not in there. No, sir. No. Hold up. Hold the fuck up. Wrong one. No, sir.
Yeah, no.
No, sir.
You can't walk about that cabin.
No, not at all.
You shouldn't.
Look at that. Where you walking at? Where you walking at?
I mean, you can try. Not be the failure, but try.
Man. Oh, nothing beats a failure but another failure.
Until you fail, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No, sir. Hell, I'm not doing it. Listen, when we went to Belize, right? There was an opportunity. They said you could catch a plane to get to, because you land in Belize City. It's a choice. You could get on the boat, which is going to take like an hour to get to Ambergris Key, or you catch a plane, get you there
20 minutes.
That plane too little. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. It's too little.
I knew you were intelligent. Just gonna say you're now free to look about the
Yo.
All right, this third one. My 28-year-old girlfriend, and hold up. It's hard reading this one. I'll just read it verbatim. I was trying to translate, but
okay.
My parentheses female 28, partner parentheses male 35. Oh, she gives a name. Wow.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
That's a wild bar right there.
I mean, she put it out there, so I'm just going with it. My partner Mo and I have been together for 3 years.
Oh, that shit could be
it's not a real name. Yeah. I never planned on getting pregnant, but it was an accident. Fuck.
I mean, it happens, B.
Nigga, happened only a few months after we started dating.
And that's ass.
And he convinced me to keep our daughter. He's very traditional, and after we moved in together, he demanded that I stop working.
Wait a minute, whoa.
That's a red flag already. And be a stay-at-home mom, and it would be best for our daughter. I wasn't fully convinced, but agreed initially. I've had 12 months of paid maternity leave anyway. But after my leave, he wanted me to stay home, and he really wasn't open to the possibility of me going back to work, even part-time. Right. No one would stay with our little girl. He works full-time and often does a lot of extra hours, so I'm work alone all day.
Well, she might have some typos.
Yeah, okay. I got frustrated with the inabilities to earn money and having to tell him everything I spend money on. He needs receipts for his money keeping. Eventually, I grew tired and applied for a part-time position in a letting agency.
A letting agency? So
Leasing.
there's an agency that lets you do something?
No, nigga, shut up. Leasing, because if you sublease, it's called subletting. Anyway, nigga.
Why should you subbing it?
Because it's not such. She's not. Shut up. It's not a lot of money, but I can do my 4 hours a day. They allow me to have my daughter with me, and I have some money to spend on extra things for my daughter or myself. It's been working amazingly. I was happy. Mo was happy as he would see less frivolous spending. But I kept it a secret because I knew he'd expect me to quit. Our taxes are separate, so it's not an issue. Last week, his sister came to the letting agency, and we were both shocked to see each other. She demanded to know why. All right, hold on. There are a lot of demands going on. Okay. She demanded to know why I'm working and if Mo knew. She told me I was an asshole for keeping it from him, and I have a week to tell him. I asked her to please not tell anyone, but she wouldn't let it go. When the week was up yesterday, she told my husband and everyone in his family. They're all telling me. They're all telling me what an awful person I am. Really? My part-time job, and Mo is furious with me. Haven't spoken a word to me after our initial argument. I told his sister that she's cruel for telling my secret, but she insists I am the asshole here. So who is? Me or his sister? I don't know anymore. I thought I was right, but seeing their reaction, I now have doubts. No. Am I the asshole?
No. Listen, I'm gonna tell you who's the asshole. That maniac,
Mo's
family that you married into way too soon. Like honestly, okay, so here's a part where you might be the asshole about. Y'all barely knew each other. And you fucked around, had this mistake. It happens.
Absolutely.
But then you let that reorder the path of your life other than just the kid. Like you, first of all, say you didn't want to have an abortion. If you didn't want to have an abortion, cool. If you did want to have an abortion, cool.
Yeah.
Letting him order you around.
That's the part.
Demanding shit. Like this.
That's where I get offended. The demands, like it's one thing. It's one thing to have an idea of what you want for your life, and you sit down with your partner and you have a conversation with it and you change it.
Yes,
that's fine. Yes. Absolutely. Demand,
bro. Because know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like that convinced me to have it was not a convince.
Right.
It was he demanded that you have it, and then now you stuck with him. Well, you felt like you were stuck with him. But I gotta caution you and let you know what maybe you probably didn't know. I'm not sure why you didn't. Just because you have a baby with somebody,
correct,
doesn't mean you have to stay with them. Correct. Particularly if they're making your shit miserable, because that's going to make the kid miserable. Your misery will be the kid's misery. Also, letting this motherfucker who you was just getting to know, like demand things of you, your time, your life, decisions you make.
Facts, Nessa.
That's crazy. That's it right there, Kristen.
Yup.
Demand, allow. What the fuck?
Nah, B. That reminds me of shit I see on Twitter all the time. Y'all niggas let y'all girls let.
Woo! That's a crazy bar.
Let? I don't own this person, sir.
You know what?
We can have a conversation about it, and I could have been a better thing. Feelings.
You let her remain your girl when
you
decide to leave, nigga.
Nigga, it's an option. You can always dip. Like if it's that serious of a situation and you just against it,
demand, allow, and let. Like what the fuck? What are niggas talking? What are you talking about?
You just let your girl walk around wearing that. What? Oh,
and you know what? That brings to another point about all this that need to be said, because y'all getting shit twisted. The Andrew Tate shit. That's how this connects with that demanding. I'm gonna make them do this. Y'all motherfuckers running around acting like he brave. They say, "Oh yeah, he brave," because motherfucker, you are not brave for running around this bitch in 2022 when he got locked up. Sounding like saying shit that your grandfather would have said.
Yo, you're not
fuck out of here.
Intimidating people who would be intimidated by you.
Yeah.
Understand.
Think about the flex. Bravery, B.
Think about the flex. You're intimidating people who you already know will be intimidated
by you. That ain't brave.
That's not brave. What? What are we talking about? Bravery would be standing up in the face of someone that is on that type of shit that you're on.
McKenna says, "Oh yeah, my boss's son was 13ish when she told him they were divorcing, and he literally asked her why she kept them in the dysfunctional family for so long. Kids pick up on so much. They do, bro. They do. They do. And then in the cases where they know that they are in a fucked up situation, but are so young, they don't really have a voice to be able to say anything. Like that shit hits different because a personal shit with me. That shit hits different.
There's a power dynamic issue. She is 7 years younger.
And that's why she put to make the age. I was wondering about that too. Like, why is she bringing his age up in this? There's a power experience thing. There's a perception.
And here's the thing. In certain situations where there's a power dynamic imbalance, it can be fine because, like, if the person is a good person, that doesn't come into play.
That's the linchpin right there.
Right. That shit doesn't come into play. But
right.
Let's not act like it's not a possibility.
That's it. Krista says it. I tell my friends all the time, my mom left my father when I was 2. I have less issues because she left. That's literally my same situation. My mom got the fuck out of there early enough.
Oh, that reminds me. I ain't talking about this bullshit.
You didn't. You really didn't. You really didn't.
All right. So fuck. All right. So I've spoken about my father on here before. So what day was that? Probably Thursday, I think. I was at work, regular day, chilling. Yeah, nothing crazy happening, nothing wild happening. It's almost Friday. It was a short week because we had work Monday. It was cool. Everything was cool. It was fine. I get a text message from my sister. Hey, can I call you for a second? I want to ask you something. Immediate red flags.
Right, of course.
Because my sister does not ask me when she wants to call me. When my sister wants to call me, my sister simply calls me. Also, what the fuck do you want? Because she makes it clear that she wants to ask me something.
Right.
That is anxiety inducing. All these statements like, yo, I got something to tell you, or shit like that, and then but I gotta tell you later. So why the fuck did you tell me that you got something to tell me? Like, what are we doing here? Right. Anyway, this wasn't that. This was like yo, when are you free? I need to talk to you for a couple minutes. I have a question to ask you. I'm like, fuck. All right, I'm free right now. So she calls me. I have never in my life heard my sister as audibly shaken as she was when she called me. She was rambling. She does not ramble. And she's like, well, you know, I'm like, those three never come into succession from her. Well, you know, why are you stalling? What's going on? You know, I had, for some background, my sister is aware of the relationship between me and my father. So much so that when I'm talking to my sister, never does she refer to him as dad. Whenever I'm talking to her, she refers to him as by his first name.
Right.
Every single time.
Right.
So she like, yeah, Donald's been asking for your number for a little while. And for the most part, I've just been ignoring him because I know how you feel about him. And I'm sorry, that's not how she started. She started saying, I am so nervous to ask you this question I'm about to ask you.
And you could tell.
I'm like, but why? what the fuck is going on? Like, what is the question?
You start looking at your bank account like she gonna ask you for some money, some shit.
No, here's the thing that I'm going to get to later, but put a pin in that.
Mm.
I'm like, what? She's like, I was so nervous to actually call you. Why? He's like, I wouldn't be nervous to call you because I have a relationship with you. And when she said that, I'm like, it has to be about.
Yeah, it's about
guy.
him.
Yeah. I have a relationship with you. Who the fuck talks like that? We have a relationship.
She do.
No, the fuck she don't. It's the point that I'm making. So I have a relationship with you. I can call you. I know I can call you.
Oh yeah, that's boy.
Nigga!
That word right there.
So I'm like,
she worded that better than scalp.
When she got to that point, I was like, oh fuck. But I let her. I didn't.
I
didn't cut her wisdom.
I
let her keep going on.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, yeah. He's been asking me for a while to give. If I could give him your number, and I've basically been ignoring him. But a couple days, all right, Joe. She's like, but a couple days ago, he asked me, and I was like, you know what? I'm sorry, I skipped a part. So he asked me for a while, and generally in my head, I'm like, yo, leave my brother the fuck alone. Again, pointing back to her understanding.
That's a great response.
Right.
Great reflex.
So she's like, the other day he asked me, and finally I was like, you know what? Okay, I'll ask him.
Like, fine, I'll do it myself.
Effectively. So, for her benefit, because I could clearly see how much this is bothering her, and she does not usually. I've gotten into it with my brother about this very thing. I've never gotten into it with her. She never shows any of this anxiety about it. Like, it's clear that she's always wanted it, but she's never shown that it affected her until this conversation. So I'm like, absolutely, for her benefit. Yeah, go ahead. For 2 reasons. One, again, for her benefit. But the second, I was always going to miss the first call because I don't answer phone numbers I don't know.
Yeah.
And I don't have his phone number.
Right.
So I think he may have called.
Interesting.
He left a message. I have not checked said message because I still hadn't made my mind up. Because again, I have the buffer. Because I told Chrissy was like, "Are you not ready to hear the message?" I said, "Fuck the message."
Right.
I already know he wants to talk to me. What more is the message going to say? It's like 8 seconds.
Yeah,
it's like an 8-second message.
What more? Call me back.
Right. Effectively. Yeah, I already know that information. There's no anxiety with the message itself.
Facts.
It's just the conversation. Because I got questions. Mind you, for I'm sorry for context for some of the people that haven't heard any of this story before. The last time I spoke to this man was 17 years ago.
Wow.
Like, yeah. So it was the day of my graduation from high school. He was supposed to come. He did not show up. He instead called me. Don't remember much about his conversation with me, but then he asked to speak to my stepfather, and I assume this was the whole, hey, thank you for
pretty sure.
Now, I also know my stepfather, and I'm not privy to what he said back.
Of course you're not. But you can. The thing about that is when you say stuff like that, it has to be followed by some action. So a very similar thing took place with my wife, her dad, and her stepdad. The whole thank you for blah, blah, blah. And then right after that, there was action. There was immediately a changing of behavior, being involved, and to the point where my wife's stepdad and her biological dad became like best friends. because there was things that happened after that, right?
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't just this innocuous thank you for doing all the work.
Well,
then go about your business.
To be
that's
fair,
not happening.
On a negative, I mean, not on the positive side that you would hope. I don't think it wasn't innocuous. There was action. He left.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. No, we refer to that as inaction.
Right.
That's inaction.
No, Discord. I had seen him a couple weeks earlier. He came to see me off to prom. This is like he came to my house where my stepfather lived to see me off to prom.
Because I'm gonna tell you like this, Discord. I have heard of stuff like that.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I'm the wrong nigga to play with my kid. I don't give a fuck. What? Listen, if I'm coming over there to have an interaction with my kid, and the nigga that's over there, and I've never shown in the past to be a danger. You know what I'm saying? Or anything like that. Because that I can respect.
Mm-hmm.
And some motherfucker gets in, boy, I ain't listen. Shit gonna get dark. It's gonna get dark. And it's not gonna be good for kid, admittedly, to see that.
Absolutely not.
But that's what's gonna happen.
Sometimes things happen.
Don't fuck with mine.
So
motherfucker.
Obviously my curiosity. See the way my curiosity works. I don't have to,
facts, Nessa.
Facts. I don't actually have to know. Like I'm creative enough to where I can have 17 different answers and be fine with those 17 different answers. Like I'm still gonna be curious.
All those answers are gonna be trash.
Hey, listen, it is what it is. So the number one thing that I felt about the situation is curious. Like, why now? So Tim and I were talking, and one of the possibilities is
facts, McKenna.
He's old.
Yep.
And because I don't know exactly how, I think he's like 11 years older than my mother. So that would make him 66. So one possibility is he's getting old and he's been super reflective and shit because he's realizing his mortality.
Right.
And to that I say, fuck you. I don't get, like, you don't get points for realizing that you're human and feeling bad about some shit that you chose to do. Like, what? Because when my sister asked me, half of me was like, tell him just call me. My number hasn't changed.
Right.
Because my number hasn't changed. But again, for her benefit, I didn't want to hit her with any strays that I had for him.
No, and that's it, that's probably for the best. But I'm in agreement with you when you say you don't get to bring your ass back around here because you feel your mortality catching up with you, and now you're trying to right some wrongs.
Right.
And the main reason you don't get to do that is because nobody prevented you from seeing me.
That's the thing.
See,
my mother has never,
you know what I'm saying?
Never been that type to try to keep me away from him. Never been the type to down talk him in any way, shape, or form. Pretty sure she never even put that nigga on child support.
Right. So again,
there have been scenarios where
crazy.
my little brother and sister have spent the night over my mother's house.
Yeah,
because she's trying to.
So now you don't even have that to fall back on to make somebody feel some sort of empathy for your current state. Nobody prevented you from doing that. And this is the thing, because me and SPJ talked about this shit. There are some of you adults who, for whatever reason, you don't view your children as people. And therefore, the ramifications of your inactivity, the lack of your presence in their life, you don't take that into account, how that's going to affect them and how they perceive the world and your ass.
Facts.
And so you think you can come back as an older person because you know you got more years behind you than you got in front of you, and you trying to right some wrongs so you don't feel so guilty. But that's still a whole other person that had a whole life's experience that you were not a part of by choice,
right?
And you can't just expect to pop back in. And for the record, and this is just me, but I don't see how it should be different from most parents.
Right.
There was never a time in my life where I felt like I wouldn't be in my children's life. Like that shit is axiomatic as me breathing. I had this kid. This is a person. I would be conscious of the fact going 3 months without seeing my kid would be the fuck.
Keep going. I'm gonna pin this.
Okay.
I feel bad when I'm not present in my godchildren's lives.
Yeah.
Nigga. It doesn't make sense to me. McKenna says the issue for me would be that it wasn't an issue for him to not contact you for how long. Feels like he still doesn't care about you, just how the situation is perceived or how it makes him feel. Now, here's the thing. I don't know. You might have to correct me.
Mm-hmm.
I've only gone 17 years twice. I've only gone 17 years twice. So I'm not the expert on this or anything. But in my experience, my limited time of going 17 years of doing anything, it has never taken me 17 years to feel bad about something.
All right, so here's the thing. For me, it has. I've done things years ago that I thought I was justified in doing.
Mm-hmm.
Looking back on it with more life experience in general, and also more knowledge about people, period.
Facts.
I feel like shit about today. But there's nothing I can do about it because I can't do this shit and go back and do that. All I can do is move forward. But I'm going to tell you, though, is this. I get why you feel the way you feel about your father. But I'm going to tell you, my father was an abusive asshole and extremely neglectful to his children, and my mom's got us the fuck out of there.
Right.
I hated him for a lot of years. It wasn't until I got some context about his life and what turned him into the asshole he was, that I put myself in his shoes saying, if that had happened to me, I'm not so sure what kind of person I would be today.
Right.
Which is, you're a child of a rape. And it was situations happened when he was a kid with the new man in his mother's life who didn't necessarily feel no real connection to him, and then had another kid. So it was almost like he was feeling erased from the situation. He had to change his last name legally to this guy's last name in the middle of a school year. And then he went to Vietnam.
Nigga.
Then he, you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't excuse it.
It's not a justification.
Not justification, but it gives context. Right. And the song I wrote, Man Up, is basically what I was saying, where I had to let that hate go, not for him, but for me. And I've heard people say that before and didn't know like what that was, I didn't know what it even meant. Like, man, that's crazy. I'm good with the hate. Like that was me before, right? It wasn't until I got older and I realized what it was doing to me. Like I was acting like I didn't give a fuck, but I did give a fuck about the fact that, nigga, why you ain't want me?
Right.
What I do? You ain't never getting. Yo, I had holes in my fucking shoes. And you calling me, asking me about my grades? You bitch ass nigga. Like, no, I was on that.
Thanks.
But I was projecting it in I don't give a fuck way. Like his funeral.
Of course. Yeah.
Me and my brother, my sister bawling her eyes out. Me and my brother sitting there, you don't even know this nigga. And I'm looking at my wife like, can we get the fuck out? And the only reason I'm not showing out worse than that is because my grandmother there, and that's her son.
Right.
So she feeling the loss of a son, because it's never supposed to be a case where the parent outlived the kid, right? So she's feeling that way. And I'm like 17. So I'm full on ridiculous me. in the street. I'm full on that guy at 17, right? So fuck this nigga. I'm trying to get the fuck up out of here. That was my whole thing. I had to drop all of that because it was doing something to me.
That's another metaphorical thing that we have in common. We both lost our fathers at 17.
Facts.
That's wild.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's
crazy.
Wild.
That's crazy.
Obviously, one is more permanent.
Different, right?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But still, no. The metaphor is there. But again, like I said, this situation doesn't seem to be similar in the sense that.
So, I do. What's the word? I do sympathize with one of the things you said, but not exactly how you said it.
Right.
The hate thing. I've never hated this man.
See, and that's that's one of the key differences. Because but what the hate actually was,
mine could be worse. Mine could be worse. Yes. I literally didn't care because when I say I lost my father at 17, this isn't me saying that I had a great relationship with my father until I was 17 years old. Right. That is not the truth.
Right.
I have never had the best relationship with my father in my entire life. It's never
been a thing, right?
It's never been a thing.
Same.
So when that happened, it wasn't a new hole.
Right.
It just was.
Right.
Like this is much of the same, except I'll see him less than the maybe a few times a year that I see him now. So, and it's not like we do anything together. At a certain point, it seemed like he would only come get me to spend time with my little brother and sister. I could still spend time with my brother and sister.
Facts.
So the only time I got mad at him was like 5 years ago or so, when my sister had made a Facebook group, and it was like Donald's Kids or something like that. There were 3 dudes that are older than me that I had no concept of. That made me mad at him.
I know it did.
Like, you mean to tell me I have older brothers that I have no clue about? I had no idea they existed. So this man is, and that's the other thing about this. Well, I don't know if I'm going to call him back. Well, again, I'm not 100% sure that was him.
Right.
In the event that it is, if I don't know if I'm going to call him back, because why would I believe you?
That's the other thing, bro.
This man is responsible for at least, because I don't know if the 3 of those have the same name. This man is responsible for at least 4 broken families. I don't know if he has other children. I don't know if he had any other children after my little brother.
This is the other similarity that you and I both have, because the rumor has been for years, that not only did my father have kids that are half German from when we lived in Germany for that window of time, we were a full family.
Right.
But also the rumor was that there were kids down south somewhere. Right. Now, I don't know if the chick lied and said it was, I don't know. But that is a reason to be like, just imagine the amount of people his actions affected. But I think the thing that would have probably pissed me off more than anything is to see him have, if this was the case, see him have relationships
with my younger
these
brother.
And that
he is a model father, apparently.
Yo, that right there, I would want nothing.
Here's the thing. That didn't add to my anger.
That would have, I would have been so incensed by that.
I was numb at that point.
Well,
to it, like just seeing my sister every year, Father's Day, his birthday, post about how great of a father he is and blah blah this and blah
See
blah
that shit. I can't.
And when my sister picked up on it, she stopped doing it. Because again, my sister is actually sensitive to the situation and understands how these things work.
Right.
I think she is 33.
I'm wondering though, because that's why the nervousness, the asking you, because of the empathy.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, 100%.
And I often wonder, did it make her look at her father differently?
I imagine it did.
Because it would have done that to me. If I'd have been the child that was getting all of and then that would have made me like to just as an example, my stepdad's the only dad I had, like real dad, right?
Facts.
So he had a kid before he met my mom,
right?
But he had been around since I was like 4, maybe, right? So it's one of them type of things, right? So he didn't neglect the child he had with the other woman.
Right.
And he didn't neglect us. He did everything in his power to make sure that we knew who each other was, that we did things together, even though she's not my biological sister. And for a lot of years, that didn't matter to me because I still saw that. This is my sister, Trina, right? It wasn't until his passing where I saw the bullshit about how, no, in fact, her, knowing none of them motherfuckers over there, with the exception of probably the uncles, Kenny, Lester, Gary, viewed us as family.
Right.
So after that funeral, like, it's fuck them. Because Lester's gone, Kenny's gone, Gary's still there, but I ain't talked to Gary in a minute, but I don't hold no ill will towards Gary. I don't hold no ill will towards Gary's son, Peanut. Right? But the rest of the motherfuckers, we got the best. We got the best that came from that breed.
Right.
It was Lawrence Williams. Rest of you motherfuckers, fuck you.
Thanks.
Right? So I blocked them all.
Hey.
They're all blocked.
Fuck them.
And their numbers is blocked from my mom's phone. Don't call my fucking mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's sad when you think about it, had to be that way, but for me,
it shouldn't have to be.
That's the hope. That's the part that fucks with me. You know, this ain't how black folks act. Southern black folks act.
Yo, that's a fact, Nessa. When you get older and start sitting at the grown folks table, a lot of people start looking.
Oh my goodness.
That's all facts.
All facts.
All facts. Without question. So yeah, I don't. Same thing with my stepfather. Actually, my mother and my stepfather dated in high school.
Right. Cindy survived. She's still with us. She's still with us.
Yo, that's funny.
Florida, the return of Florida woman.
My mother and my stepfather dated in high school. They broke up for some reason, and years went by, and both of them had a child, and they ended up getting back together. And for a decent portion of the time that my stepbrother was a part of civilization, he was that was my brother.
Cindy didn't get no superpowers. That sucks.
Well, no, it wasn't in the cards.
I had to try again.
He was my brother.
Yeah.
Now, again, certain circumstances that he contributed to kind of changed that. But it is what it is. But yeah, I don't know anything. Cause like
you can stop that right there.
I mean, listen, cause part of me is like I might be able to benefit off of this a little bit.
Ho ho. Say that for the after show.
Yeah.
Say that, dog.
Yeah. No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah.
But I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
It was fucked up though. The most my father ever did for me was when he died.
Yeah.
Because of the SSI that I only got for a year. That's it. That's it.
Yeah. I legitimately, and part of it is probably not my fault, but probably because I have a terrible memory. I don't remember a single gift. Not a single. And again, that could just be my memory. I'm 100% willing to admit.
I'm 100%. I 100% know I didn't get shit. But I also know, and this is where Lawrence Williams comes into play. All them Christmases.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even think about it as a kid. Of course, when I had my little shitty attitude or whatever, that man did that. Him, my grandparents, my mom collaborated to make sure we had. I mean, some of the Christmas was egregious with gifts. It was ridiculous, and we were poor. You know what I'm saying? So this was a group thing. You know what I'm saying? And because of that, I don't hold no ill will towards my my grandfather, which is my dad's stepdad. I don't hold any ill will towards him because even though maybe his behavior is what helped contribute to my father being what it was, he did make every effort to do right by us, his kids. So I guess he was like, look, I didn't fuck that up with Larry. I didn't fuck that up with him. But his offspring, oh nah, they gonna be. And I ain't had that grandfather that long because I think he died. I was like 11 or some shit. So I ain't have him that long. But he did enough in that span of time with my memory of him and what that was a big impact when he died. That was a big impact, right? It impacted everything after that too. Like, just the access to shit that we didn't have that no more. You know what I'm saying? But my only dad, Lawrence Williams, he was doing things that I did not even know he was doing. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't register at the time. Of course, that's what was happening, right? And I was a kid. I know that when I got older and really started to see that, like, that's when the relationship with me and him changed. That's when, I'm calling him on Father's Day. That's when, no, he's not Mr. Wayne. That's Dad. Fuck out of here. So I'm glad I got to put that youthful, hey, my father tell me what to do. I threw all that shit away, and I had solid years where, no, that's Dad.
Right.
Call him on my phone. Put my dad on the phone. That's Dad. So he got that. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why I talked to him right before he went to the hospital for the last time. I talked to him on the phone. I told him I loved him. He told me he loved me. And then before he passed, I wasn't there. I was up here in College Park, and it was during the COVID shit. So there wasn't so many people in it anyway. So they made an exception for my sister and for some of the other people that I thought was family, but ain't family, right? I wasn't there. Before he passed, I was one of the last names on his mouth. That came out of his mouth. Tell man that I love him. Even though we already told each other that. Right. So I'm glad that I got to put all that foolish teenage Emerson Village bullshit over here and have that with him before he passed. And as bad as it was because I was on the phone when he passed. As bad as that was, at least I got to feel it.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Because before that understanding, I wouldn't have got to feel it. And I was unconsolable. I was. Yeah. So I felt like if there was ever going to be a good resolution to all of that trauma, the non-existent father figure, the new father figure, the rambunctious street tough, bringing guns in the house and all of shit like that. This was one of the best possible outcomes. Right. This is one of the best possible outcomes from that relationship. That bookmark that right there.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So
without question.
I can't complain about that.
My biggest concern is that I cuss him out. And I told Chrissy this, and I'm like, I think she misunderstood what I meant.
Mm-hmm.
Not for his benefit.
Exactly. It's not about him.
No, it's not about him. I don't give a fuck about how he feels about me cussing him out. It's me, because I'm largely okay.
Right.
With this entire well, before this shit happened.
Right.
I'm largely okay. So it's like the obvious question is the question that I really don't actually want to ask, because if he says some bullshit out of his mouth,
it's gonna be on.
Yo, that hyena shit.
Yeah, buddy. I can see
so
you now.
17 years. What up?
17 years. Like, what do you possibly have to talk to me about?
And that's part of the reason why I'm hesitant to talk to him, because there is no good answer.
No.
So,
but here's the thing. You need to be good with whatever decision you make going forward, because you're going to theoretically be here longer than he is.
Right.
You need to be good with it. Because once the door closes, there is no reopening that shit. That shit's dead. That's done. So you need to be good. Trust me, there are things that I feel super guilty for people that I can't make.
Mm-hmm.
I can't make it up because they're gone.
Yeah.
They're gone. You know what I'm saying? So you need to. It's about you at the end of the day. Like, if you're complete. Look, nigga, I'm good. Like, I got other people in my life that filled that void, that helped repair the hole that you put there. You know what I'm saying? Your stepfather, for all intent and purposes, sounds like the guy.
Oh, thanks.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, without question.
You know what I mean? So
the only reason I may have said this on here before, only reason I refer to him as my stepfather is because father is not a good thing in my book.
No, I feel you. You got a whole thing with that, right?
Yeah.
No,
I'm not gonna disrespect him
by saying
right. Yeah,
right.
no,
Right.
It's just
and that's the whole thing with it. That's why I said I'm glad I put a lot of that shit with my biological father over here in the rear, because it was affecting me. And to this day, it doesn't affect me nearly as much as it used to, but it does inform my actions when it comes to how I deal with my kids. I am not going to be. And at this point in my life, I'm older than he ever lived to be.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? So I am not going to be ever seen by either one of my kids the way I looked at this.
Right.
No, nigga,
That's important.
No, nigga, no. That shit stops here. Fuck that. Because the shit went on too long. A fucking disgusting ass pastor did what he did to my grandmother at 13, which caused my father to be here. And then, of course, the relationship or lack of thereof between my father and his stepdad helped create something. You know what I'm saying? That ends here. This far, no farther. Fuck that. Fuck that. So now I got two grown ass kids. That don't have that sticker. My dad don't care about me.
Right.
They don't have that.
Which is very important.
Yeah.
It's so important. I just want to stress that for anybody that's listening and doesn't understand that for some reason. It's not a slight on the people that are still there. That's not how that works. There are fuck tradition, fuck biology, fuck any of that.
Right.
Once you get to when you get used to something, or when something is supposed to be the case, and then it stops being the case, that's a hole that is created. Yeah. And there's nothing that the other people there can do to fill that hole, because you're fulfilling the role that you have.
Yep.
So even if you could try, please don't beat yourself up about this type of stuff, because you can try all you want, but usually there's not going to be anything you can actually do to fill that position. So, like, please understand that
you got to be good with being, like, somebody else that comes in your life does not. It's not a round peg into a round hole situation.
Right.
They're gonna have a completely different relationship with you.
Yeah.
Now, what you get out of that relationship might be the things that you needed to get from the person that was supposed to do that shit. So that helps. But there'll always be that little thing there. It was like, what the fuck you was missing, nigga? It's always gonna be, you know what I'm saying? And I got it from somebody else, but you specifically were missing. You are one half of the reason why I am even here, and your ass could not be bothered to be here.
Thanks.
So, regardless of what anybody else does or does not do for me, the fact that the person that's one half of the reason why I'm here did not involve himself in my life in a way that was positive, that could have been life-changing, life-altering, because again, what you get from different people is different shit. So some lesson that I probably could have learned, I didn't. Even if it's about myself. Yeah. I got to find out from other people. So you and your dad got a lot. I got to find that from other people.
There's not currently anybody in my life that can tell me that.
Feel me?
Because how would my sister have the insight? My brother, they're younger than me.
Right.
They don't know. They know what he presents, and that's not a slight on him.
Right.
As an adult,
right.
You present yourself a certain way.
Exactly.
So they know what he presents. I have I don't know. I think I've met 2 of my aunts. I've never met my grandparents. I don't even know when they passed, if they passed. I have no idea. I don't know none of that. Like I said, I know my little brother and my little sister. I met one of my older sisters. I don't know if there's another older sister.
Right.
I don't know none of that shit. So yeah, that's a problem.
It's hard to get that type of information, you know. Like you said, they're children. They're going to see him a certain type of way. I learned this from people that knew him that was his peers.
Yeah.
You know, people that was his peers. The craziest shit, and I still to this day don't know how this shit is a thing. So when I was in junior high, there was a guy that lived around the neighborhood named Crazy Richard. Crazy Richard used to wear a cowboy hat, cowboy boots, short. And the rumor would always be, man, don't get caught down in the woods. Crazy Richard down there, he's gonna stab you. That was always the whole thing. I remember coming home from school one day, and I'm walking up the street.
I'm sorry,
Hilton Street.
I'm sorry. In honor of Eddie, so you're telling me that there was a recurring fear that if you are down in the woods
and Crazy Richard's down there,
some crazy dick would penetrate you?
No.
That's what you just said.
No, I said you get stabbed. I don't know what it's a lot of things you can stab with. I don't know why. So for you, phrasing,
his name's Richard.
Yo, this guy is
come on
phrasing.
But nigga, you said it.
Phrasing.
You said it. All right, fine, whatever.
Phrasing. But yeah, like so as I'm coming home from school, I see his crazy ass coming up the sidewalk. Now I had a knife in my bag. So
y'all became best friends.
No. However, he stopped and looked at me and was like, "You Larry's boy." I'm like, "How the fuck?" That's Crazy Richard. Know my father. Now see, I was a kid then, but you realize when you get older, neighborhood. My grandmother lived in the neighborhood for a long time. Peers, right? So maybe Crazy Richard wasn't always Crazy Richard. Right. Crazy Richard was a kid around the neighborhood, just like, you know what I'm saying? He got crazy later. But the fact remains that back then, when that nigga said to me,
yo, you just couldn't let that go, huh?
Yo, I was like,
crazy later.
Fuck nigga, does Crazy Richard know my father? How crazy was my father? Like, what the fuck? Is this an origin story?
That's funny.
Like what the
Yo, he is part of his villain origin story.
like what the hell?
Nah, Mike, you went to school with a dickweed?
It was
Come
weed.
on now.
Richard, his parents are horrible. They are terrible people. They are terrible people. They did not have to name him Richard.
Nah, they did that on purpose.
I get the last name Weed, whatever. They did not have
they did
to
that on
name
purpose.
him Richard.
Don't trust those people.
Never.
Don't trust those people. They did that shit on purpose.
He said, not a kid, they are horrible. They are horrible.
See?
Horrible people.
See? Nah. Mm-mm.
Hold on
I'm
for a
not
second.
with it. Hold on for a second. Nigga, we done. Where you going? God damn it. But yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't have the time or energy, like, at all. Like, I explained to the weed killed him. Wow. I explained, like, that group that I was talking about that my sister made. I left the group because I didn't have the time, energy, or space to incorporate these 3 grown-ass humans into my life to any way that would be satisfactory to them or me. So I just left the group. I kind of feel the same exact thing about this whole grown-ass man that contributed to my birth. Anybody ever watch the show Stunt? I have no idea. Dick fungus? That's crazy. That's wild. But yeah, I don't think I have the time, space, or energy to deal with this person. Like, and I don't know what the point of a conversation would be, like, at all. Like, I have curiosities, questions that I would like answered, but like I said, if I don't get the right answer, which I'm pretty sure there is no right answer, I don't know how I'm gonna react. And then what would have been the point of even taking the phone call? Because those of you who used to see my behavior on my old Facebook profile know how crazy I can get with the words, and I'm really not trying to do that. I've been doing a lot less of that. That was one of the reasons I made a new Facebook. In life, I've been doing a lot less of that in general because we too old to be fighting, and where I come from, that leads to fights, and I'd rather not. I'm too old for that shit. On my Danny Glover shit. So, like, I'd rather not. So I don't want to get on this phone and cuss this man out.
Right.
That's not my preference.
Right.
But again, I don't really see a way around it.
You don't all the time get what you want.
Nigga.
Bruce Banner said to.
That's funny.
I don't know why that line sticks in my head. He was like, "You don't all the time get what I want."
Because they called themselves monsters for very different reasons, and people misunderstood what she was saying. They were thinking that she was saying she was a monster because she couldn't have kids. It was not actually the case that she was making. It was about the red in her ledger. But anyway, yes. Fucking plebes. Yeah, I don't know. Because if I don't get the answer that I like, then
I'm gonna feel like the majority of 1,000 addies.
Whoa!
1,000? That's just
right. Yeah, I need way
you low balling.
Yeah, you low balling on that one. God damn. But if I don't get the answer that I like, I'm gonna do something I don't want to, and I'd rather not. And then what would the point of the conversation have been? Yeah. So it's kind of like that's approaching better, Mike.
These niggas just called you the century of addies.
That's funny. It's like I don't know. It's like what the fuck is the name of that phenomenon? The snake eating its tail.
I don't know what the name is, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's kind of like that because like I don't necessarily
and renting this. All right, so the other thing is having that exchange. then becomes a memory that's scarred in your head. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, is it worth all that? Do I really need to create that experience that now I have to play over in my head over and over again every time? I don't want to do that shit. I feel you with that. Sometimes though, it depends on the situation. Whatever you like with me, I'm very I reflect on a lot of that shit, and I go, is this something I want to be playing back in my head when I'm 60, when I'm 70? No, so fuck this. I'm not doing that.
But here's the thing, Discord. Discord said maybe approach it with simply with the idea that, God damn it, move. That you are going, fucking notifications popping up. That you are going to speak your mind and basically write him off your way. I don't have a mind to speak about him. I've long
if somebody clips that part,
shut up. Shut the fuck up. I've long since come to grips with the fact that this person is not in my life. Like I said,
that's the part I'm concerned about, because if you've made peace with it,
right,
having that cursing out, it just adds another.
Right,
it adds another
That's
thing.
the issue.
Yeah.
Like, because the person that I am, I'm not gonna just hang up on him.
Right.
Because nigga, you won't get these bars.
What's that shit Bernie said? Too afraid I'm gonna say something.
Nigga, you push me to the point you gonna get these bars.
Right.
But that's not my purpose. No, I have no attachment except for my little brother and my little sister.
Right.
But again,
you might want to
still have curiosity.
Well, see, that's the thing about that.
Curiosity is a bitch.
I live in a house with like 4 or 5 cats. So I understand what curiosity, but I gotta tell you, being on the other end of curiosity is annoying. So you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
It's annoying.
I don't fucking know. I don't know. I may not. It is. I still don't have the answer.
Right. Well, here's the thing about that. You don't know how much time you got. So if you want to decide to do that, there ain't no spring chicken. If you ain't listen, you ain't maybe I'll revisit this in 17 years. What's a crazy bar?
If he's still alive in 17, listen to me clearly. If he's still around 17 years, we gotta have a talk anyway. Because I need to know what he is and what I'm not doing.
What you are.
Yeah, what I'm not doing. I need to be fulfilling my
potential. You may not have to do anything.
I know, right?
It might be genetic.
Yeah.
maybe the caps, maybe those telomerase caps on your cells. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Maybe they don't wear off. Maybe they just there. You could be cancer. You could be just one big immortal group of cells and don't go nowhere.
It's possible. I might.
That's cool, but you can always watch the playback.
I might at least wait 17 days, just for the symbolism. Just for the symbolism. Again, the only issue with that is that I'm kind of lazy.
And in 17 days might go by, you might be. It's something else on your fucking mind,
bruh. And this goddamn see, the thing I hate about voicemails is the notification is persistent. But I don't know if it's gonna last 17 days because I've never made it wait that long.
I think it's 30 days.
I don't fucking know.
I think it's 30 days.
We'll see what it is. Like, part of me was hoping against hope because I realized that this was almost an impossibility that he would have texted me.
Oh, nah, dude.
Yeah, that nigga 66.
I don't know what the fuck you was thinking.
There's no, it was wishful thinking. Like,
that's not.
It was 100% wishful thinking. Like, maybe he'll text me. Nah, it's probably not gonna happen ever.
He probably got flip phone.
I should text him.
If
it's him,
when
I finally check this message, if it's him, I legitimately might text him.
And just like a one-word text like "sup."
Nigga, nah, that's wild. That's not good. It's not good. I ain't even gonna hold you. But I don't fucking
just saying like "sup."
Or
Yo, that shit would be fucking hilarious, yo. I'm not even gonna hold you, yo. That shit, I would die laughing if you did some shit like that. Look, we got all these people not from Baltimore that don't
No
get
idea
what
what
we're
the fuck
doing.
we're talking Oh my
shit.
God.
Yo, you know
Yeah.
what's funny about that, yo? What's funny is, so I remember being on jobs in these warehouses or these fucking manufacturing warehouses or whatever, where you would literally hear that call echoing throughout the hallways and shit. Hey, yo! Echo, that's some supremely Baltimore shit right there. Oh man. Well, it is what it is. So I think that's gonna wrap it up for today. We want to thank you guys once again for coming to the show, and this is being the first show of 2023. So make whatever connections to symbolism you choose with that. Man, that'd be cold. Landon would be popping popcorn to read his ass. Just saying. But yeah, we want to thank you guys, and don't forget to definitely go check out Jaded Nerd's channel. Also go check out my man Super Side Guys, Metas and Mutants. If you have not already, subscribe to the Multiworld Entertainment channel and the Majestic Comics channel as well. Also, we are getting ourselves together to do this Kickstarter. There's a lot of content that's going to come behind that. I'm working on that shit now. So if you don't like see me as active with like regular shit, it's because I'm working on that shit to get that done. Let's see what else are we talking about here? Anything else we supposed to be more? I don't want to miss nothing.
My music.
Oh yeah. Don't forget that SBJ has this song. Memories. That's the name of it, right? Memories. He raps sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Also, yesterday was the anniversary of
absolutely
Insurrection Day EP that
me and SBJ give it another listen.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Discord.
Discord. That's issue 1. Issue 1 is on the way. As I said in that video, I don't know if you saw it on that New Year's video, that we're gonna try to do at least 4 issues. I'm hoping we can do more, but I'm lowballing that 4 because we have limitations.
It's just smart.
Yeah, it's just smart to do. So if we get more out, we'll get more out. And some of them might be negative issues. Yeah, can't wait for you guys to see that shit. But for my man SPJ, I am Tombstone the Dead Man, and for the greater world entertainment family, we are out.